We should be good now. Okay. Audacious, thank you. Thank you for the follow. Here, yeah, there's like a disconnect. Apparently there's something that we could use to prevent our stream from like just dying. Let me see. Disconnect protection, go to stream settings. Ooh, there we go. So hopefully that fixes it for next time. Okay. Let me see what happens. What happens if I refresh my page? Does it show like part 1 year? Let me just delete this because yeah. Okay, cool. Alright, let's see what we want to do today. So, I want to add the dash out of portal mechanic. I think we'll do that first. And then I also want to add projectiles to the game. So we might do that. Also, adding wood to like as a tile map would be really cool too. 0 miles done. Nice. Are you about to jog? Is that today? The thing that you said you were gonna do? The marathon? Nice. How many miles? Like 13 miles? 15 miles? 23 miles? Some crazy number like that. 13 is half. Okay. What is this? Input cord? Alright. Yeah, we're gonna do some crazy programming right now. I'm only doing a half marathon. I see, okay. I mean, half marathon is more than I could ever do, I think. So, good shit, man. The only thing I could do is a game dev marathon. I can sit on my chair. I can sit on my ass for 12 hours a day and not complain. Okay. So either we're gonna work on so I can start working on traps. So we can add like a pressure plate that activates and activates another node. Honestly, I probably have something already. Yeah, we do have this pressure plate. It's probably an old node. We'll probably just rewrite it because I don't know. I feel like we could probably come up with a better approach for this. So there's like a timer reset. I don't know. I'd rather just rewrite it. But the thing is, like, I've written this in the past, and we've written projectiles in the past too, and like I've never put it into the design of the game. We can try one more time. It's same with the saws. Like, I have the saws in the game, and it seems like my issue with this is that like timing isn't it, like associating timing with like precision platformers usually involve timing, but the issue is like having the player's movement be based on the timing of other objects in the game is usually something I don't like having. So if there's a cool way for us to implement it with pressure plates, so like, you know, you jump on a pressure plate and then something activates and then you have a certain amount of time to get across, I think that's fine. Or like, you know, how we have the laser eyeballs, that's another way to do it. But with like things that go back and forth and like they block the path, that's usually an issue for me. But one thing I do kind of like, if you look at Celeste, or I was actually looking at Strawberry Jam, this is in Strawberry Jam, but it's also in the hotel, the resort episode, the resort chapter in Celeste, where those red dust things, they like circle around certain objects. We could do something like that. Honestly, personally, I don't like it, but maybe like maybe that's just a preference. Like it's kind of subjective, and I wouldn't mind adding it to the game. So yeah, let's give it a shot. First step, should we make pressure plates? Pressure plates and projectiles. It would be cool in chapter 2 because there's not much going on in chapter 2, so it would give us a reason to like make cool stuff. So let's give it a shot. You know what? Yeah, let's give it a shot. If it doesn't turn out well, maybe we could use it for something else. I'm just gonna erase. I'm gonna delete everything here actually, and we're just gonna rewrite it. Pressure plate. Let me see. It's not part of any group. We'll have it extend node 2D. It's not a trap, even though it says it's a trap. It's just gonna be a random node. I guess interactable, or maybe we'll call it a pressure plate. We can also have two types of pressure plates. One that you just jump on, and then one that you can dash into. Having one that you dash into. Because we could also do something where... Here's my idea. Let's say there's a wall. You can have a wall that blocks the path, or let's say it's like a red, like an orange wall. You activate the pressure plate, and then the second you activate the pressure plate, the wall goes down, but then there's like, I don't know, traps all around shooting down. Just a crap ton of things that activate, and like they activate here too, so like you have to avoid it. So yeah, that's another approach, but I wonder if this is like too crazy. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like a good idea on paper. But then polishing it and then actually making it, I don't know, work with the mechanics in our game is a different story. Pressure plates and projectiles. What are some cool ideas? Okay, you jump on a pressure plate. We could do it so that pressure plates deactivate nodes. You know what I mean? So like... Oh, actually. Yeah, we could do that. Pressure plates turn them off instead of turning them on. How do we like visually show this though? A pressure plate that like has a red button on it, or you dash into it, it like slowly comes out again after you dash into it. We'd have to add some sounds to it too. Here, let me see if we could find a basic pressure plate asset for us to use. Pro 4, thank you for the follow. Who's this person? Oh, it's the person who made this game. Okay. I wonder, is there any pressure plate in this asset pack? No, but this actually kind of looks like a pressure plate, and maybe we can use that. I kind of like that idea, actually. Yo, what's up, Rayman? Yeah, I actually downloaded this a few times already. You can see drap.rar is already here. So that's this one right here, the jumper.png. I wonder if we could even use this as another asset in our game. So this is a 16 by 16. Let's see. no, 16 by what? 24. What's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? What's 192 divided by 8? 24. Okay, so 16 by 24 it seems. We could honestly just edit this image, I just realized. So we don't need the entire thing, but maybe we'll want to animate it so that like the node itself is separated and like the bar goes in. But maybe the animation is fine too. Let's see. Boom. This would be the first frame. You know what? Let's just make a new one. 192. Alright, so our first frame is going to be these three. Where the hell? What the hell? Oh, we made a new frame. They start 1 pixel to the boom. Okay, and they're 2 pixels apart. Okay. Then I guess we go here. The trend. This might not be enough. Let me see. 1, 2. 2 pixels. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll have to just. Let me see. What's the transition? 1. 1. Here. You know what? Let's just do this. We could even do it through code, but I mean, maybe it's just it's a pretty decent animation, or like pretty tame animation. So we'll take this, drop it down by 1. Take this, drop it down by 1. And this, drop it down by 1. Should we keep going? Yeah, let's keep going. I'll just do the whole thing. Why is there extra space here? 1 pixel. How the hell? Oh, okay. It's 1 pixel. Interesting. Why'd they do it that way? What's the size of this whole thing? It's 11 by 21. I did 20. Decided to do 24 by 16. Honestly, I think we might convert it to a 16 by 16 just because this looks a little weird. All right, yeah, let's do 8 times 16. Yeah, the size. I mean, yeah, we'll see what it looks like. So we'll have to make it slightly unique. It's like an odd number of pixels. They made it. I guess we can stretch it out a bit. You know what? Do one more thing. Do you guys hear the music? I feel like I don't know what the hell is going on, but like my audio always changes for some odd reason. Oh. Seems like it's pretty low. You guys hear the music? Okay. feel like my volume mixer like magically just changes from time to time. Yeah, how's it going, Mila? Oh, I just realized we're also using the incorrect color palette. Right here, let's I guess stretch this by 1. It'll look like that. Okay. Yeah, this actually looks kind of weird. Let me see. Maybe we can shrink it. Okay, I think that looks better. Great, a lot of detail there. I'm glad you think so. It might decrease in detail in just a second because we have to use a certain color palette. Ooh. You know, I don't know what's wrong. I think I need to restart GIMP because it keeps selecting this weird color. It keeps selecting black as our main color, which is not even, it's non-existent in our color palette here, but for some reason it's always being used. What is your goal with this? This is supposed to be like almost like a button you press, almost like a pressure plate where if you dash into it, it like it goes all the way down and then over time it'll go back up. Yeah, something's weird about this. Maybe I'm tripping. Let me see. What's this? 7A4. Here, actually, I could just copy it. Let's see. Alright, it is using the correct color palette. Let me see something. Yeah, it wasn't using the right color. There we go. Alright, so let's grab that. Let's delete this. Let's put this back in. We'll keep. Wonder, this kind of looks weird too. We might change the colors eventually, but we're still testing out the move. Yeah, I don't even know if we're gonna use this. Nice work, thank you. So I didn't actually make this. This is an asset I found online, but we are editing it, I guess, to make it look good, or to make it suit our game. Oh, what the? Oh, and I just realized it should have gone downwards rather than what's happening here. Like it looks like this is going down rather than the texture itself. Here, let's we have to do this over one more time. Yeah, it should have been like. Yeah, let's copy all of these first. Okay, now we're gonna make another layer, put this on the bottom here. Grab this. Love acid saves lots of precious time, yeah. Saves a lot of time. Oh shit. Wait, we should have kept this little, I kind of like this little thing here. Yeah, it does save a lot of time, especially for someone like me who's not actually good at making assets. But there are a lot of resources out there. The only problem is, yeah, like if you're not, you know, if you reuse a lot of the free ones, people will start to notice, and it just doesn't look good for a game. Like there's so many assets that get reused. That's the only problem, but yeah, this is why I edit that way. There is something unique about it, or something slightly unique. Changing the color palette also helps. All right, there we go. I think that's a better look. And then it would, I don't know actually. It looks relatively simple at the moment, but maybe it looks better in game. Let's export this to, let me see, sprites, platforms, interactables. Call this a pressure plate. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. Let's go back into Godot. So this is our pressure plate. Let's add a sprite, animated sprite, I guess. Yeah, we'll do an animated sprite. Yeah, how's it going, Redstone Pro? That's a risk, but it's important how you use it. Hope to see your game published someday. Thank you. It will definitely be published one day. There's a Steam page already up, but when it comes out, that's a different story. Working on a Discord server for Carbricks, nice. Yeah, highly recommend making a Discord for your game. Do you have a Steam? Do you have a Steam page yet, Redstone? I'm pretty sure. Remember you were working on your cover page. But yeah, I'm doing pretty good. We've been making a lot of. Oh, you don't have a Steam page. Do you plan on releasing it for Steam? I don't have 100. Oh, I see. That will definitely hold you back. One day, yeah. My dream. What you can do is release it on itch. What you can do is, yeah, release it on itch and hopefully get some sales that way, and then once you get enough sales, you can release it on Steam. Yeah, but I would say the sooner the better. The sooner you can get that $100, the better, just because that way you can start accumulating wish lists. If you plan on, like, you know, commercially releasing this game. Oh, not NPCs, we want, what did I call it? Interactables? Interactable objects? Oh no, interactables right there. Horizontal is 8, vertical is 1. Boom. Okay. I wonder, you know what would look good is if there was like a bounce to it before it closed. Let's see. Let me see what this looks like. Also, frame rate's a little too slow. Let's try 24. It's a little too, like, it's so smooth. I wonder if we could do something about that to, like, add some, like, I don't know, juice to it, but maybe cutting some frames out, like, boom, give it a thump, you know, rather than this smooth, or maybe just switching and like the last frame with the first frame, or sorry, the last frame with the let me see if we could do this. Can I just move these around without looping? Let's turn off looping. Yeah, I guess we could do that. It's not, I mean, it's not perfect. Maybe, here, wait, let me try this. I think I kind of liked it like this. Wait, what was the original of this? Yeah, let's flip these two. Maybe if we get some artists on the stream later, maybe they'll make a suggestion. And then we also want to make, so this is the pressed button. Actually, we might want to increase the rate of this because the player is going to dash into this. So like maybe we'll actually want to press it immediately. There's like a higher, like maybe we'll just increase the FPS, but we'll see. Pressed. And then the release animation is going to be a little different because it's going to be based, I guess, on, I don't know, like physics process or like the timer, and basically like based on the time left, it's going to keep pressing out. So like after every frame or every 0.1 seconds, or after every like, yeah, after every 1 second, we'll keep going to the next frame. I think this is what we'll do. So like if we want it to be maybe, well, right now we have 8 frames. I guess a pressure plate could last for 8 seconds. That might be too much. We'll have to mess with the values. Let's just make this work. Let's just add it to the game first. For now, we'll have the pressed animation, and then we'll have the release animation. So let me make a new script here, or sorry, new animation here. I'll call it release. And we'll sort of play it slowly. We'll have it not loop. The speed will make 8 FPS. And it's going to be basically like this, but backwards. Is there any way to do this? Let me see. Oh, wait, am I making sense? Wait, let me start over. We start from the bottom. Started from the bottom. Who the hell? What are animations, bro? Let me start one more time. We want this to flip. So this is the first frame, and this is this. This is the second frame, right? And the third? No. Nope. That was a little too difficult for me. Okay. Okay, cool. Pressed. Pressed. What's going on? Why is it spatial reasoning? Yeah. Wonder if it's actually playing the animation, because when we play this from 0, it's going backwards, and then I try playing this and it's also going from 0. What the hell? Oh, right. We just do that. Okay, cool. Press then release. There we go. And press is 18 FPS. We might even want to increase this or just reduce the amount of frames that's being used. Like maybe, let me see, maybe we can skip 1, we'll skip 2 frames. Let me see if that looks good. I think I'm gonna, yeah, I think that looks actually pretty good. Cool. 4 and 5 are out of order. Yeah, I kind of wanted to do that, yeah. I don't know, maybe it looks like crap. We'll see. Kind of wanted to give it that, like, bouncy effect. You know, it's like thump, like, whoa. You just press the button. Here's a little exaggerated reaction from the pressure plate. Okay, area 2D. Let's grab collision shape. Not monitoring. When you do that at low frame rates, blur and smear could help. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, we'll see what we can do. This is just a placeholder at the moment, or it's not a place. This is the first, the first iteration of me trying this out. If it looks good, we'll add more to it. All right. For now, let's create func activate. Func activate is just going to play the animation. So we'll just say animated sprite play pressed, and then at the end of the pressed animation, it'll just go back. So we'll have a signal animation finished. I guess we could just say matched, or just if this dot animation. Oh wait, isn't there like a way to grab what the dot current animation? Dot animation. Here, well, I guess we'll just print this. I think it's just dot animation, but we'll see. Yeah, it probably is dot animation. But let's just print it for fun. Dot play release. And that's, oh, whoops. No, we want this to just run, and then we want this to just print. Nasser 404, welcome. It's kind of an art style, though. So if it's nowhere else, it might look weird. All right. Usually my I like adding particles. I like adding particles everywhere. That's like my thing, or like I think that's a thing that's very common in platformers. What is this program? This is GDScript, or the language that you're seeing is GDScript. The engine is called Godot. Particles are the best. Yeah, I agree. I love particles. Like, just everything particles just looks good. Okay, let's go into... we're gonna go into our first chapter just to test it out. But I think the first time we introduce this mechanic is going to be in chapter 2. So let's comment this out. Let's comment this in. Let's go into world demo. World demo. Blurring also might be difficult because I use perfect pixel art. So like, yeah, usually I tend to avoid like alpha values, or like what's it called? Like a curve of values. I do it sometimes. Like you can see like these things fade in and out, but these are particles. I don't know. I try to create rules for myself, but sometimes I don't even follow them. So yeah. Also, this doesn't look like perfect pixel art, but once it's rendered into the game, it is. So yeah. Okay, let's just add the pressure plate to like this room. Let's go. Put our player here. Disney loves smearing things. I'll check that out. Just give me 1 second. Let's just add the pressure plate. See how it looks. Higher pixel count. Yeah. Oh, looks like there was an error 404. Or, yeah. Try clicking it again. Yeah, it doesn't work. Also, I think we might want to bring this down by 1 pixel. We'll see. Well, also, it won't activate just yet because we have this weird thing that we do with our game with objects. I'm probably going to redo this eventually, but yeah, what we're going to have here is we're going to have a var, or const, I guess, type. Blah, 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 blah. I think I call it interactable. Interactable. Okay. Let's just grab this. Let's go into our player real quick. So yeah, what I do in our player, to handle like multiple collisions, we check. Let me see if we already have interactable here. Interact. We might even have a pressure plate already here, but we do also have the interactable, add to queue. I'm sure on interactables we probably just check if input. Oh, it's not an interact. It's technically an interactable, but it's not. Let me see. Do we have a? Let me see. We could also do. We could just add pressure plates. I'm trying to think. What's another like it's not. It is an interactable, but it's not like. Let's just do pressure plate. Fuck it. Pressure. And I think another thing that we want to do with the pressure plate is actually add a bounce to it. Because I think that would be really cool. It'll be almost like a spring, but it activates. Yo, Adam C. Eunice. Thank you for the raid, man. I actually use... have a good stream. Thank you. Actually use your color palette in my game. Apollo. But yeah, if you gotta go, I'll see you around. Peace. Thank you for the raid. 152 people. Yeah, that's I think the largest I've ever received. Here, I'll actually showcase my game. We're just working on a new mechanic for our second chapter, but. Yeah, this is Memori. It's my Celeste-inspired platformer. We're currently working on just adding new, so a lot of the mechanics are already implemented into the game. The dash. Yeah, I'll just quickly speedrun the game so you guys can get a quick understanding of what I'm doing. It's a precision platformer, heavily inspired by Celeste. So, there's the dash, springs, portals, wall climbs. The wall climb is like a big mechanic in the game, although I don't really implement it too much into the gameplay. I would like to change that. It's just that while having people playtest the game, climbing is not really a mechanic that's intuitive for people, at least if you're very new to the genre. So it is in the game, but it's definitely never required. There's way more spikes on the walls, but we're trying to change that right now. That's actually what we're doing. What we're trying to implement right now is just other obstacles, so I don't have to just add spikes everywhere, because that's the majority of the game. We have movement mechanics and then a crap ton of spikes everywhere. I mean, there's wall jumps right here. Wow, it's really pretty. Thank you. Yeah, I am using Adam's color palette, so shout out to Adam. But what was I getting towards? Yeah. Currently there's 4 chapters in the game. There are 4 chapters in the game. I'll keep showing you guys a little bit of this, but yeah, we'll keep playtesting. It's if you're good at the game, it takes about, I want to say 10 minutes in total to beat the entire game. On average, if you're very new, I would say anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour is a reasonable amount of time. So is this a Celeste clone? I guess you can say that. I mean, I'm trying my best to make it, a unique game. Right now, there haven't been too many mechanics that you see that can make the game look unique. Yeah, Redstone. No, it's okay to call it clone. But I don't like. Yeah, I mean, on the surface, I think most people would call it a clone. But yeah, I am trying my best to make it unique. The big difference between my game and Celeste is that there's no momentum in my game. It's all like solid, like static movement for the most part. Celeste would be more gentle. What do you mean by gentle? Because like, okay, so yeah, what I'm getting at is that in Celeste there's like momentum, so like you can do like hyper dashes and stuff, and it's based on like if you hyper dash into a wall or something. Oh my god, can't play and talk at the same time. But if you like dash into a wall, or dash jump into a wall, it like builds up all of that momentum. Or if you use one of those like sliding blocks and you hold on and like go at the right time, the momentum from that block is added to your player velocity. In this game, everything is static. So like if you were to dash into something, or if you were to bounce off something, that momentum or the value that you get from that stays the same. So dashing out from this portal is always going to take you to the center here, or bouncing off the eyeball is always going to bring you exactly to the same spot, or like bouncing off the left side, etc., etc. I think it's more like speedrunner friendly, or like friendly towards new players, I would say. But I am trying to make it a precision platformer, so it does get harder over time. This is the second mechanic that I'm about to show you, although this is actually a lot closer to momentum based. But yeah, I am going to be redoing this mechanic pretty soon. Here, we're actually going to skip this one just because I plan on changing it up. So it's kind of like a misrepresentation. Also, thank you for all the follows, guys. I really appreciate it. Here, let me go into our level manager. I'm going to showcase the newest chapter of the game. Actually, here, I'll show you chapter 3, or wait, no, chapter 2. You might notice that it's also very similar to Celeste, but with a twist. So this one is like the Twilight Zone, or like what we like to call it, which is kind of similar to the the yellow leaf mechanic in Celeste, and the dream blocks. I forgot what they're called, but yeah, it's like a little combination of both. But this mechanic is also going to be redone pretty soon. There's going to be like a dash involved where you can like just go at a way faster pace. But yeah, it gets more complicated. Obviously, like we introduced the mechanic in the beginning, and then it just gets harder and harder. The game is still in it's in early development. I'm still trying to finish it by like the end of the year. So yeah, I've been working like double time like every single day. We do like 2 4-hour streams every day, and then I do some stuff off stream as well. But yeah, if anyone's interested, you could also play the demo here. Here, I'll post the link in just a second. There's the demo. It's free, and if you want to be a part of like the early, like the new mechanics, I'll show you guys the new mechanics that aren't a part of the game just yet. I'm probably gonna honestly, if you're like a familiar around these parts, I'm probably just gonna give it to everybody. I was gonna do like a reward thing where like, oh yeah, spend 5k channel points and you get the game, but yeah, honestly, if I see your face around, I'll probably just give it to you. Honestly, I prioritize like playtesting more than anything, so like honestly, you'd be doing me a favor by playing the game. But yeah, as you can see, there are still a few bugs, but yeah, this entire mechanic's gonna get redone pretty soon. There's also mouse support, so like you can run around, but then you can dash with the clicks. And I've noticed like most people, I think these types of games are best played with a controller, but most people don't have controllers. And if you've ever played a platformer on keyboard and mouse, or just keyboard, it doesn't feel intuitive. Like using arrow keys, you don't have the muscle memory, especially when it comes to like dashing in diagonals. pressing up right or like up left, down left, stuff like that. I think it's really hard for people. So with the mouse, there's sort of like that analog stick imitation. It's a little deceiving because like you would dash up right or up left, but it seems like I would dash in this direction, but it rounds to the nearest angle, so it would be like these are both 45 degrees to the right. Regardless of where you point, it'll be 45 degrees. But yeah, personally, because I've played a decent amount of platformers, I'm pretty used to arrow keys. Like, arrow keys are my preferred form of input, but yeah, I like switch between all forms just so that, like, I don't know, like, we kind of like do some QA. As a solo developer, you kind of have to do your own QA. But yeah, this is the third chapter, and we're currently working on the fourth one. I'll show you guys that one in just a second. And it's actually my favorite one so far. It's actually the simplest mechanic out of all the ones that we've implemented so far, but it's also just the most fun, and also the most, I'll say it's the most rage-inducing too. Here's what it looks like so far. The game's pretty linear, by the way. Although I do plan on adding like secrets and like hidden sections for you to like skip. But that'll be done later. Okay, so how level design works usually in most games, if you're like, level design should be subtly teaching the player how to play, or like how to proceed with like a certain mechanic. So you teach like the very basics, and don't be afraid to exaggerate teaching the mechanic. Like, you'll see the first few rooms that I show this mechanic, that I showcase this mechanic, are just singular orbs showing you how to do it. We can start right away. Also, is my music is blasting for me, but I wonder if it's blasting for you guys. I'm gonna lower it just a bit. But yeah, you'll see the first few rooms showcase just the mechanic, and it's very simple. So how this one works is it forces you to dash in one direction, but you also get an extra dash. And so you use one dash that it forces you to dash into, and then you kind of have the option. In this particular case, there's no option to go anywhere. You have to go up. Otherwise, if you dash again, you'll die. But that's the mechanic in a nutshell. And then sometimes you don't even need to dash out. Like, if they're close enough to each other, you'll just get forced into the dash. The way the mechanic works is you have 500 milliseconds to pick a direction. But once you do pick a direction, that time is split in half. So you have 250 milliseconds to keep it there or switch it. It's just so the mechanic is faster. Originally, I allowed people to dash out quicker, but then there's this input margin of error issue where, like, if you were to dash out and then you press it a little too late, then you're dashing out, and then there's also a margin of error for when you press the dash button again. And because you have two dashes available, it's kind of like it almost feels like you can spam the button, which just didn't feel right for me. But yeah, I'm trying to release this demo tomorrow, actually, for playtesters. So we'll see how they play through it. People who usually like playtest the game are like really good at the game, so it might be a misrepresentation. But yeah, it's the best form of feedback I can get. You'll see that I'm probably not the best at this mechanic, but honestly, it's one of my favorites so far. And obviously you can see it gets a lot more complicated. These orbs right here are the green orbs. If you've ever played Celeste, it's one of the orbs that just reset your dash. So they have a very similar functionality, but yeah, they just force you into a certain direction, and they also reset your position. So like, based on you're always going to end your dash at like this exact point, or this right here. Yeah. Also, thank you again for all the follows, people. Yeah, we kind of do. Honestly, we've been actually making so much progress lately. I was able to finish most of these rooms within the past 2 weeks. It's like faster than I've ever the first few chapters of the game I've been working on for like the past. Yeah, the first chapter of the game took me like a year and a half to finish, but it's because I'm simultaneously working on level design, polishing the mechanics. Like there's a lot of trial and error that comes with making a precision platformer, like figuring out what's the ideal distance, what's the ideal resolution, the art style, animation, stuff like that. So now that we're at a point where everything is basically set in stone, level design becomes just so much easier, especially with the newer chapters, because now it's easier to just combine mechanics. Like obviously there's going to be a lot of most of the new mechanics, or most of the rooms involve the new mechanic, but whenever I run out of an idea, I just plug in one of the previous mechanics and just combine the two, and it just works. It's nice. I feel like there's been like this pivoting point where like things just start to click. The stars begin to align with game dev, and with anything really, right? Like I feel like you'll notice the most progress in your project when you first start, and then you'll start to plateau, but then over time, once the small things align, or once the small things get implemented and they all connect, then you get this beautiful project put together. But yeah, this is Memori, spelled like memory but with an I. And we'll get back to development pretty soon. I wasn't expecting this huge raid today, so a little overwhelmed, but also it's pretty exciting. But yeah, I think this is the last room right here. If I can get past it. Oh wait, this is not the last room. There's one more after this, but it's also the most challenging room. We're getting really close to the ending here. Oh my god. Are you move and slide or self-made physics? Move and slide, but also there's a lot of other move and slide is just the base, like how velocity is handled and all that stuff. But there's still a lot. It's more than just move and slide. Oh my god, I think we have to. I just made that room, and I think we have to give ourselves a little bit of a crutch right there and just skim a little piece of that peak right there off. So yeah, there is a lot of I don't know, because I was always under the impression if you're using move and slide and you're using a kinematic body, that's still considered quote unquote. I mean, yeah, it's still considered self-made physics because there's just so many things so many edge cases like gravity, friction. Like you are controlling all of these things. Like I have friction running for every single state, or like how gravity is handled. Like so, yeah, there's friction based on what state you're in. There's gravity, like how gravity is handled, or like setting a max gravity value of like 3. I think we set it to 300, or I guess 175. But then let's say I don't have this implemented into game, but I might, where like it's something that happens in Celeste where if you hold the down button, you fall faster. So stuff like that, you probably want to implement into your game as well. And then other physics like when to stop gravity, when to apply coyote jumps, when to apply user error, like margin of, like we have like 20 different timers that just check for like user error, stuff like that. But yeah. So I'm gonna be working on adding platforms. More interactable objects and like obstacles in the game, because right now, if you saw, there's like a lot of movement mechanics, but there's no actual obstacles besides spikes and like laser eyeballs. What's your background? Do you do this full time? Yeah, I do this full time. I've been doing this full time for about 2.5 years now. Basically, since COVID. Ooh, what happened here? World demo. Oh, we gotta make sure we spell world demo correctly. What stretch mode are you using? Probably viewport if I had to guess. Let me see. How the hell do you check for that stuff? The thing with my game is that I'm using a custom viewport. Oh, aspect is keep, mode is 2D, if that's what you mean. Did I already know how to code? Yeah. I mean, learning Godot was like another that. It was a completely new language, GDScript, but it is very similar in like visually. It's very similar to what am I trying to say? It's very similar to Python, but also like the programming style is kind of like object oriented. So it's like Python, Java, and I've known both of those. So yeah, it was kind of easy to get into. Obviously, like there is still like I would say there's still somewhat of a learning curve if you're even if you do have a programming background. But I will say it is very user friendly or like beginner friendly. And there's just so many resources out there lately. So you can land on subpixels then. Yeah. Visually it's pixel perfect, but yeah, you can land on subpixels. But there are a lot of edge cases that check for like like going into like the climb state, for instance, checks a certain distance. So it's not like you actually have to collide with these objects. There's a minimum distance you have to reach before you can enter the slide state, or there's an extended distance that you can reach if you want to get into the climb state, stuff like that. I try really hard to make the game feel super responsive. But yeah, if you have any other questions, let me know. Okay, so you might have seen in that room that we were just in. Right, let me just close some of this stuff. There's this looks kind of like a spring. So here, I'll actually bring the spring out because we're gonna be looking at both. I'm thinking we're probably going to make the spring and the pressure plate almost like act very similar, but with the pressure plate, the only way it'll give you that spring effect is if you dash into it, and then it'll turn on whatever node it's connected to, and then yeah, we'll see how it works. The problem with viewport is that the game feels sluggish, but 2D mixels, I don't know, I'm always conflicted. I use a viewport, like a low res viewport, 320 I think by 180 or something like that. I don't have any problems with it. And I haven't had too many complaints. The one thing that I will say is a problem is if you are moving really fast and you have like some sort of camera smoothing or like just not typical camera movement, or like not like direct camera movement, it could be kind of weird. I do get some jittering sometimes. There is an asset online called, or not an asset, but there's a shader online by I think Pixter. Apparently it solves those problems. I haven't looked at it yet, but I've tried so hard to get like perfect, pixel perfect animations with smoothing cameras, and it's actually really annoying. The greatest solution I would say lately is actually just to make sure your game moves somewhat slowly, like you're not zooming through the screen too often. But apparently, yeah, the Pixter has some solutions for that. If you switch it to viewport, it won't render on the subpixels, but the game feels sluggish. I see. Yeah, what do you mean by sluggish? I wonder, because I think I've dealt with both 2D and stretch mode, or 2D and view. Like I've tried all of them, and I mean, I never really noticed a difference. Try it. I can try it. It might work differently for me though. We can try what 2D viewport. Let's see. You'll notice the difference in feel. Let's see. To be honest, I don't notice. I don't really feel any difference. Maybe the camera smoothing is a little different now? I'm trying to... Yeah, I can't really notice. I don't really notice it. Feels slower to me than before. Well, maybe we should do some like further investigations. But yeah, I've been leaving it on 2D. Guess we'll keep it like that for now. Yeah, let's look at. We can quickly look at. Feels slower. Maybe you were right about it being slower. I don't know if it was me taking my time, or if the game. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'll go back into the VOD and see. Maybe I'll do like a speed run with the first one, and then a speed run with the other viewport, or the other option, and then yeah, compare the two. But yeah, let's start working on the platform here. So I think the script here on our spring is pretty old. Balance object applied force is equal to body.motion. I don't think we actually use this. We just apply bounce on the player. So actually, I'm curious. Maybe I should change the. I could technically change this object to a spring, but it would check. We would have to check if the player is in a dash state before it bounced, and we would also have to check the direction to the player from the bounce. Here, you know what? Let's just rewrite it from scratch, because like there might be some edge cases, and it'll be a quick refresher on how we handle things. This was coded a long time ago, and I feel like there's definitely some inefficiencies and things that we can fix. What do you do for pixelating the rotation? So my entire game is ran on a viewport of 320 by 180, so the resolution is just low in general. I don't have to do anything. It's just low resolution. So you can see like in the editor, like for example, you see this. These nodes they're kind of just rotating, and they're obviously not pixel perfect. But then the second you render it in the game through the viewport, then it turns into that low res. Okay, so let's. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think if we need to add a collision shape to this object. You're using a viewport node? Yeah. Yeah, let's try. I think we do have to add. So I think I have to convert this to a static body, and then when the player collides with this object, we would have to delete or like just disable the collision shape. At least. Does that make sense? Is that like the best approach here? That explains why you can't tell the difference. Stretch mode viewport does the same, but project wide. I see. Okay. Okay. Should we change this to a static body? there wouldn't be a point. There wouldn't be. I guess we wouldn't actually need the viewport at that point. I'm sorry, not the viewport. The area 2D. No, we would. Let's just leave it this way. Let's try it out. So let me go into change type. Change this to a static body 2D. We'll add a collision shape. It's gonna be the same exact one as this one, so we can just duplicate this and throw it up here. So your game feels quite smooth despite the viewport. Yeah, I would say so. I would hope so. I mean, I haven't had any complaints about the game not being smooth. I will say when I didn't have the viewport, the game did feel kind of different. Like certain animations would feel smooth because of like the stretching of pixels and stuff. But in general, I think having the camera smoothing, or sorry, the perfect pixels was a good design choice, at least for me. I guess every game's different. We could always go back and test it out, but yeah. Okay, so another thing we're gonna do is make this a one-way collision. And it should work the way it is. On activate, we're also... Should I change this to a spring? We can try making it a spring just for funsies. And then see how it looks. Here, let's just see what it looks like. Oh, interesting that this happens. We like end up in this, we're still in the falling state when we touch this. I wonder if our raycasts maybe aren't registering? Never seen that before. Let me see. Collision shape, pressure plate. Maybe just check. I'm gonna check all of these. See if one of them work. Oh, there we go. Okay, so it's just one of our raycasts. Don't worry. Oh, you could technically climb onto it too. Definitely don't want this. This is because we also have our raycasts checking for area 2D. Oh no, we do have it checking for collision shapes. But yeah, obviously we don't want this to happen. Usually I don't have static bodies in my game. That like, yeah, there's usually none of these in a game, so we'll have to figure out what to do there. I'm trying to think. Instead of having one-way collisions, I wonder what do I do with the platforms in my game? Because we have. Oh, let's go over here. Can you enter the climb state from these? Let's see. No, you can't. So yeah, let's look at our platforms, our one-way collision platforms, and see what I did there. One-way collision tile. Is this it? Yeah. There's no script on it. It's just on layer 8, and it's a one-way collision. So is that all? Oh, I guess that's all I have to do. So let's go back into this node, and we'll get rid of all these layers, and just put it on 8, and that should be. What collider type? A rectangular one. Oh wait, what? Why are we still in the fall state here though? Let me see what's. It's on layer 8. Are there any other layers? No. No. Maybe we check for like one-way collision tiles. Is it a part of any group? No. Is this the right node? Is this the correct? It's not the correct node actually. This is one-way collision. We want platform.tscn is the right one. When you have like so many objects in your game, you forget what's what. But this is using 7 and 8, and it's a part of one-way platform group. I don't know if this actually matters. Let's just try putting it on 7 and 8 and seeing if that's all we need to do to make it work. Are you corner correcting? You mean like fudging? Yeah. Actually, a little too much. We have to fix some of it. Specifically, Control Shift O for nicer opening files. I think that's only Control Shift O. Let me try. No, that does not work on Godot. I'm on 3.5, by the way. I think that's a 4.0 feature. Okay, there we go. We got the platform working. It doesn't do anything yet. We can't even. All we can do is jump on it. Oh, you know what would be nice though? When we do jump on it, it goes down by 1 pixel, right? Like give it that little boom. But I might have the key binding wrong. No, I think you are right. Or maybe because like you see, I'm showing up my CPU things. Maybe it's overriding. Not my CPU, my GPU stuff. So yeah, maybe it's just something gets overridden there. Okay. So next step, I guess we can actually let's do this. Let's go into our script. Let's add that little animation. I feel like it'll be cute. So what we'll do is we'll go back into our animation sprite. We'll make a new. Yeah, let's do this. Can we just duplicate this? Is there a duplicate button? No. Okay. We'll just call this collided, I guess. And we'll go into here. We'll go into pressure plate, and all we'll do is play two, this one and this one, and it'll just go down. And if pressed, or maybe if released, we might want to make sure we grab what frame is currently on the animation. So if it's this one, when we go into the pressed, we replace this frame with whatever this frame is. Or maybe we just delete all of these frames in general and just switch between these two. Another thing that we're going to want to do is, I guess, remove the collided animation. Wait, oh, what the hell? Oh, whoops. Delete that. And let's go into here and we'll call it, I don't know, uncollided or like stepped off? Stepped off, yeah. Stepped off. And we'll put the same thing, but the stepped off animation, I wonder if we even need, I was just thinking, we actually don't even need the two animations. We can just have this one, and then we'll have this one. So collided will just be 1 pixel lower, stepped off will be this one, and then this will be the default, but usually. Can you talk a bit about what other timers you have on the player class? Yeah, sure. So, I mean, we have a crap ton. Also, a lot of this code needs to be refactored. I don't really do YouTube. I really want to. It's just that I've been overwhelmed. I do want to do. I'm doing a YouTube tutorial series for anyone interested. I'm going to do one on how this game was made, but I am going to do it in Godot 4. Currently, this one needs like a crap ton of refactoring. I mean, the player code is already 2,500 lines. Just the player code. And then there's all the other our input controllers. Like there's just too much, and it's kind of sloppy at the moment. Is that a short? It will definitely not be a short. How's it going, Sekros? But yeah, I want to do it in 4, but like there's a lot of things that were done like when I first started working on this project, I literally knew nothing about Godot. So like there's definitely a lot of things that could be improved on. And if I could go back, I would make these improvements, but it's just there's so much, legacy code in the game at the moment that like it would just be too time consuming. So after this game is done, I want to do like an open sourced 4.0 version with a YouTube tutorial. I mean, maybe I'm being too ambitious, but it's what I would want to do. How's everyone today? Pretty good, I gotta say. We are currently working on a new, we're gonna make pressure plates in our game where you press it, and basically what happens is, you press it and then it deactivates, like obstacles in the game, and then over time it'll reactivate, and then after it reactivates, all the traps will activate. So you basically press it, run through the game, and if it activates again, then you die. That's the idea. But we're still trying to animate it and make it look cool and stuff like that. To be honest, I think 3.5 is better still, especially for 2D. Yeah, I like 3.5. I tried switching to 4 and I think I'm mostly just stubborn. Like I didn't really want to learn how the new town maps were handled and all that kind of stuff. Uh, but I mean, I would like to switch to it just for the sake of being up to date. You know, they might be adding some cool things, and I might one day want to switch to 3D stuff, 3D projects. So while I don't like it, um, yeah, 4 needs more. Yeah, definitely, we're gonna do it like in 6 months or something. So hopefully by then they have what like 4.2 or 4.3. Um, and yeah. Okay, so let's. I guess we'll handle all of the animations first. I'm trying to think maybe if I should do this on the node itself. Like, I was thinking of having the player handle this, but because there's so many edge cases for it, maybe we'll just have the area 2D. Like, we'll just run area entered, and yeah, I think we'll just do that. Okay, so let's go here. I think we have to activate or make it monitoring again. And what we'll do is if area dot get parent is equal to our level manager dot player node. We want to check what state the player is in before we do anything. But for now, let's just do the stepped on, stepped off sort of deal. And maybe actually what we'll do, yeah, we'll figure out all the edge cases after all of this. We'll say, let's actually grab the animated sprite. By the way, Sekaras, I got rated by, I'm sure you know, Adam C. Is it pronounced Adam C. Eunice? I remember someone pronouncing it other than that, and I was like, oh, have I been pronouncing his name incorrectly the whole time? Rated by whom? Adam? He's like, I feel like he's like the biggest Twitch streamer, or biggest game dev Twitch streamer. I'm trying to think if there's anyone. I mean, I always see him on like the main feed. Yeah, that's right, I believe. Yeah. Animated sprite. Yeah, nice. It was a nice surprise. Weird flex. I know. Pirate Software is bigger. Pirate Software, that's the like the group that he's in, right? I'm not entirely sure what they do over there, but yeah, it's like the group, right? The group of it's like a group of game devs. You know, we got to start our own group. Sekros, I wish you streamed. I know you're busy and with real life stuff, but I wish you streamed more. I feel like you would be a great streamer, and you were a streamer for a while. I say that out of love. Wish I streamed too. Yeah. No time. Yeah, no, I get it. Am I using Celeste's physics values? No. I don't think so. I've never even looked at Celeste's like source code. I kind of just use what I got and then made it look good. I have looked at Celeste for a lot of references though. Like I've played a decent amount of Celeste. I played a decent amount of like platformers in general. Yeah. Looks pretty good then. Yeah, thank you. There's one piece of code in particular that I think is very good for playtesting your code or playtesting your game, which is like determining what's the it's definitely hard to balance things. For the longest time, everything was like, distances were hard coded. It wasn't until I found this video. If you're familiar with game dev, or familiar with game dev with Godot, there's a YouTuber called Game Endeavor. He's honestly, I think Game Endeavor, he has like really good content, but I feel like he's too smart for his own good, or too smart for his YouTube channels. Because like sometimes I watch his stuff and I'm like he sounds like a robot sometimes, and I'm like, what the hell is he saying? and he I don't think he posts his source code, so like you just have to watch the video, like and like just pause it, look at it, like try to decipher what the hell he's saying, then like go back, run it at zero point 0.5 speed, but like it's really good stuff, I would say. What's his name? Game Endeavor. Yeah, I would say he's a top tier like Godot YouTuber. He's just, I don't think he's one of the most popular ones, but his content is pretty good. I would say it's undervalued, for sure. But I haven't seen his stuff recently. Let me see, Game Endeavor. Also, Practical on PC. He doesn't do too many YouTube videos, but like, I mean, he posts all his VODs. He is gonna do YouTube videos pretty soon, so I highly recommend him as well. One of these days, he's gonna pop off with the YouTube. Sad pizza, thank you. What was I gonna look up? Game Endeavor. I can show you him. I'll show you an example of like, yeah, he's just so. I think he's too. I don't even know how to spell Endeavor. There we go. Like I think he's just too smart for his own good. 78,000 subscribers. Oh, thank you for all the follows, guys. Thank you, really appreciate it. Howdy NPC, how's it going, Warner? Yeah, that one is lazy. Yeah. Here, I want to see if I could find a good example of like him just being a robot. Respectfully a robot. I think his content is good. Hey, I know this YouTuber. Why is it? There's like a image of a YouTuber. Okay, let's see. Maybe.
I love the old RPG games like Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest, but there was one thing I always wish I could do better: the combat.
Yeah, let's just look at him. Oh, this is a devlog. Okay, wait. Let's look at like a random YouTube random tutorial. Making cutscene. Where? Oh, these are live streams. Devlogs, popular videos. Don't know. Oh, RE Quest, Blessed highlight. Combat fun.
The existence of this wall as they wait for their slowly impending doom. Ideally, you would want them to realize that they have.
Where's the Soska? Where are his videos that were like that would confuse me? How to show off-screen warnings. Improve your game feel with Coyote Time. This is a really good. This is what I actually use in my game.
Video, you'll learn they're smooth. To do this, we'll go into our input to 0. This will stop their upward movement, at which point gravity will take over and immediately start rolling them back down. Upward to the player. We'll leave these hard-coded values for now because we'll be returning to this in a bit once we can establish this.
I don't know. Just take my word for it. He sounds like a robot sometimes, but his content is really good. But yeah, I actually use this exact video. So like how to set up jump height, this really helped me because like instead of just adding random like velocity values, I use like I check, I have it set like here, this is the distance. Let's see. Dash distance is equal to tile size times this is actually wrong actually. But dash distance is the only thing that I do actually hard code. Let me see. See if we can find it. Okay, right here, like spring jump height is equal to our tile size times 5 plus 0.35, like stuff like this is hard. I kind of just set these values up, and then in the ready function we calculate gravity by those values. I wish there were more game design video tutorials rather than game engine specific tutorials. That's actually something I want to focus on too. I'm not the best at game design, or like level design, stuff like that, but I try to be, and that's actually something that I want to focus on with the programming, like stuff like obviously Coyote Time is like one of the more well-known things in game dev, or well-known things in platformers, but there are like so many things, like just user experience, user error, figuring out like the timing, like getting wall jumps. There's more to wall jumps than just adding negative velocity on the x-axis whenever they're on the on the opposite on a certain wall, right? Like you need to maybe I remember I was talking to you about like like locking the player on the wall because like if they press the left button just as they're if they press the left button on the right wall just before they press the jump button, then they're just going to fall off the wall and then maybe, your coyote time doesn't account for that and then you just fall off. Or maybe you do have coyote time, but the jump distances that you get from that are not the same as if they were just already on the wall. Stuff like that. Like, there are too many edge cases, and like if there was a YouTuber, I think the thing is not too many people are making precision platformers, and so yeah, to have a YouTuber doing that would be pretty rare. But maybe you would get people into it by doing a YouTube video on it. I want to do it. It's just I also want to make my game. It's actually surprising. Like, I'm actually surprised I found, or I guess maybe you found me, Sekros. Like, I feel like not too many people are into it as much as we are. Because I know you like just playing your games. Like, you definitely have an account for those things. And I'll see a lot of video games that don't. So it's cool to see that there are other game devs that care for it too. I mean, the creators of Celeste also cared for it, but yeah, I think they're pretty much like a rare case. Like, not everyone does it. And so we have like hella we gotta fix how we spawn our cobwebs on corner pieces. We have to check like if these are valid points right here. Ported Celeste physics over to Godot, but I don't use dashes. Turns out their values don't work super well for level design if you don't have the a mechanic to traverse a large space. I see. Interesting. So maybe you just need a mechanic to traverse. I mean, I also use a dash. Doing a great character controller is always such a fun thing. I remember I spent like 4 months just tweaking my game's character physics. Yeah, it is there's actually this. There was another video I remember watching where it was like, how you know if you made a good game, is if you you can put your character in a singular room with no other fluff, like no other mechanics, and you have fun just moving around. That's when you at least have a good base for your game, and then everything else is just. Yeah, it's just extra. Now that there's like movement is a lot of fun, and then once you start adding other mechanics, it's just like boom, you have a really cool game. I would not port Celeste's mechanics. I would recreate them adapted to my game. Yeah, I mean, I didn't even know I could do. I didn't even know I didn't even think to port over Celeste's movement. I'm glad I didn't, because I've been accused of like taking Celeste's Celeste source code, and like who knows, maybe earlier the earlier me who was still new to Godot would have done it, and then like we'd be so far into game development and someone would accuse me and I'd be like, oh shit, they know, but it's not true, so it's okay. My Kasteki Temple game, I have the lamest jump. Only because I want the player to feel free when getting the first dash. I see. But yeah, I would say nothing is wrong with porting over the Celeste physics, but you do learn a lot from just creating your own. But also just looking at other games for inspiration is also a good idea. It's a matter of style, I see. Exactly. That reminds me of this one time there was a lot of fuzz for a game called Indivisible because of the dev team that did it, and though they're great animators, when you play Indivisible, yuck, the player feels awful to control. Yeah. I've noted it's also one of the things that I judge a lot of games on. There's I won't name any games, but there's this really cool game, very pretty game that's up and coming right now. And I look at the movement, I'm like, ooh, damn. It helps, it helps stroke my ego a little bit, but it also kind of makes me upset, because it's a game like this where people aren't accounting for user input. and they're becoming popular. I'm like, what's the point? What's the point of spending all this time if people are making these crappy games or crappy, unresponsive games? And it's just like an art fest, Or I mean, that's what games a lot like AAA games do that too, where it's just, just make good graphics and slap some reusable, recycled code and call it a game. The problem that I ran into is that things are either too far out of reach of each other, or easily reachable. So I ended up having to put spikes everywhere. I see. Have you ever seen? There's like a video of people being able to beat the first chapter of Celeste without any dashes. It's like a speedrunning thing that the community has been doing. Also, have you guys seen? If you guys are into platformers, the Strawberry Jam mod. Oh, Haspin Party. I had my mod thing open and I accidentally clicked. Oh my god! I banned them. Oh my god! I'm so sorry. Let me figure out how to unban you. Literally, it was a misclick. Oh my god. Get wrecked. I'm so sorry. How do we do this? I've never banned anyone. Shit. Hopefully they don't get offended. Let's see. Channel? I feel like there must be like a creator dashboard. Let me see, manage stream. There must be like a manage bans or use unban name. Oh, okay, that probably okay, cool. Thank you. /unban. Hassan Party. Goddamn. They didn't deserve that. They just said hi and it was just like, boom, you're banned. Yeah, maybe I should remove that. Like I have the mod, like the mod icons just on the chat all the time. And I've never had issues with people in the chat, but you never know. I won't say never. There was like this one time, but I had another mod who handled it. But I thought, you know what? Let me just leave it on there just in case something happens. Wanted to follow, but not anymore. Fair enough. I'm deeply sorry. And if you don't want to follow, I completely understand. That was pretty rude of me. Just know that I'm deeply sorry. Unless you want to play my game. Is it so actually I do play tests every Saturday. If you want me to play your game. I can play it on stream and we'll do like I call it Spotlight Saturday. I'll play your game, give you feedback, criticize it. Yeah. If you post it like if you post it the day of and it's a downloadable game, I won't play it. But if it's like if you post it like today or tomorrow, I'll definitely because I like to scan games and I don't want people just posting it and then I have to scan it on stream and then coming back for Saturday. All right, sounds good. Where? Here. It's on Discord. So if you hop onto the Discord, there's a channel called. Actually, we switched it to Spotlight Sunday because we were playing GMTK games. But yeah, it's Spotlight Saturday. Yeah, just join there and post your game, and I will play it. Or if you just want me to review your game, if anybody has a game but don't have a playable version, we can do that too. We could just, I'll criticize it. I mean, it depends on me. If you guys want me to, stroke your ego a bit and you want me just to say nice words, I could do that. But also, if you actually want feedback, I can also shit on it. Only have the zip file. Do you have it like on itch or something? You have like an itch page? Yes. Yeah, just post the itch page and then that's that. That's everything. Nice words are useless feedback. Give me the good stuffs. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the best form of feedback is just watching the person play. You know, a picture is worth 1,000 words, and you know, you're watching my stream usually at 60 FPS, so you're getting, you know, 60,000 words per second. All right, I'm enjoying this chat, but I'm not getting much done. I do 2 streams though, so like this is the first half. We'll do another stream where we'll probably get more done. You know, because Adam C. Eunice had to, you know, rudely interrupt and raid me. Now I have to appeal to, you know, the chat. Usually it's like, you know, 2 or 3 people. It's pretty chill. There's some some light banter. No, I'm just kidding. I'm enjoying talking to you guys. I also appreciate all the follows. Thank you guys. Really appreciate it. Okay, let's get this little animation going. So what we're gonna do is, what do we call it? Like animated sprite node dot play collided, I guess. And then on area exited, we'll do the exited. But I'm trying to think, how would we run the like? We can check what state the player is in. That's one way to do it. Yeah, we could literally just check what. Yeah, we'll figure it out over time. Let's just handle it one step at a time. We'll say, what do we call it? Stepped off. Okay. Okay, nothing's happening. Oh, for some reason that's happening. Is it because we are actually already playing it with the? No, we're not. Oh yeah, we put collided. We want to put what did we say? What do we call it? No, we are playing collided. Oh, but on animation finished, we're also playing release. So let's actually say, I think we should say, if animation, if animated sprite node, oops, animated sprite node dot animation is equal to, what do we call it? Pressed. Then we'll do this. Okay. We might need to raise the hitbox a bit too. We'll see. Because it seemed, yeah, like it doesn't run until we do it from the bottom. We could activate it somewhere else, but we could also just raise the. Well, we'll have to see what works the best. What we'll do is turn this off for a split second and just push this one. Oh, I guess we could do 2. Or you know what? I don't think it hurts to just push it 1 tile up. Okay. So it's very simple. Like you could see that it bounces, and then when we dash into it, I mean nothing happens yet because we didn't activate it, but we will. Oh, it also collides from here. I wonder, do one-way collisions work? Let me see. One-way collision. It should work the same way, but let's just make sure. Oh no, what? It does not work. We could check like the distance too, or like direction too. I'm trying to think what is the best approach for this. But yeah, what the hell? What is this? Node convention will be ignored when the parent is in. Oh, I didn't know that was the case. Okay. So what is the solution? I guess we could do direction 2, like we could just check where the player is on, but we could also have our player handle this, and just have like our raycast check or like our feet check for this. Trying to think what would be a good solution here. Do 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 do. There's one-way collisions. No. Let me look this up. Maybe there's a one-way collision for area 2Ds. No, there's definitely a way to do it. And you know what? I could have sworn it worked in the past. Because I remember having one-way collisions for our spikes, which were area 2Ds. So I wonder what the hell's going on here. I feel like Godot is trying to trick me. Let's see. One-way collision on code it then. Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, that's what we probably did. We did direction 2. But this is on area 2D. So what we would have to do is actually run this on... we would have to run this on the player. We'd have to run the animations on the player, and we'd also have to run the, like, when we dash into it. I mean, this kind of, I guess, solves all of our problems, because now we don't have to worry about running this here. We would run it all on the player. So we will have, like, a play, you know, I guess, stepped on function, probably. Something like that. Stepped on. We'll just do play collided. And then we'll also have a func stepped off. Okay. We'll remove any signals because we're not going to be using them. We'll get rid of this. Okay. Alright, so let's go into our player. Currently, we're calling it a pressure. Call it a pressure plate. Let's go into our player. We're gonna have to handle how we. Yeah, I want to change how we handle collisions with the player, but not today. We're just going to do it the same way we've been doing it for a while now, and just having a match statement for like every single type of object in our game. Honestly, for like this, adding it to the queue, like all we literally need to do is add to queue. But yeah, the different edge cases for what happens to these nodes. What's going on here? Add to queue. What the hell is this else statement? I guess error parsing expression misplaced else. This supposed to be here. What the hell just happened? Interesting. What do we call it? Pressure plate? Oh, this else was a part of this. Okay, we don't need it. Still running in. Okay. Add to queue. We also need to make sure that we remove it. So area. We have a area exited on hitbox. Let's see, exit on hitbox area exited, I guess is what we call it. Yeah, this is I guess a weird way to go about it, but yeah, I'm not gonna change it right now. What do we have to do here? Let's just do this. Okay. And then we have to go into activate body, activate node. And the reason why I do it this way is because sometimes we're colliding with multiple objects at the same time, and like there needs to be like, just basically a collision queue. Like, you know, maybe I want to handle colliding with an eyeball before colliding with the portal or something like that. Also, like sometimes you might be colliding with something but you don't activate it. Specifically, like this used to happen with objects. Like I think I handle our springs differently. But yeah, like sometimes we want to check what state the player is in before we activate a node. Especially like let's say some interactable or something. Don't know enough Godot. Honestly, it's not really a Godot thing. It's more so just like I think it's a general programming thing. Um, it could be definitely handled better. See, like for example, a lever, like colliding, checking for input with a lever. We would want to check if like the player actually presses the activate button. But if you only handled it by like you're only colliding with this like what am I trying to say? Let's say there's two levers and you're like right next to two levers. You would obviously only want to activate one of them, and you would want to prioritize one over the other. So maybe the most recent one you collided with is the one that you want to activate. But then if you press it again, you want to make sure that it would activate the next one over. You know, hope that makes sense. But yeah, even this could be updated. This was still like this is some pretty old legacy code, and I think there's definitely a better approach to this. Like a lot of these things can be written as one node, especially like yeah, you see a lot of these nodes have the activate function in them. So they could probably all be reused in like one match statement. But yeah, we'll do it another time. Right now we're just gonna do it the way we've been doing it since forever, which is just running pressure plate here, and basically we're gonna check what state the player is in. So if the player, if state is equal to states dot dash, we'll run the activate function. So we'll say node dot activate. Else, there's gonna be a few if statements that we have to check. We have to check what the direction to the player is, direction to this node is. So it's gonna be, wait, let me see, node dot activate. What the hell? Oh, and we also want to say there's this thing that I do is I say active collision queue. So we have another array that just checks if the node has already been activated. That way, if it like we don't want to activate this node more than once, even if it's still in our collision queue, we don't want to activate it more than once. So I do active collision queue. I set it to true. Let me just make sure. I always confuse myself with what's true and what's false. Like does true mean it's been activated and we don't want to activate it again? Let's see. It seems, yeah, like true means that it's been activated and we don't want to activate it again. Okay. So if we activate the pressure plate once, we don't want to set it to activate again. But there's something else happening in the other state where we might want to keep checking if we activate it. I don't remember how this works, but we'll figure it out. And like I'll stop talking and we'll just figure it out as we go. So else we're gonna want to check the directions of the player, but for now let's just do if player. Or actually, we'll just say node dot, what was it, pressed? Is that what we did? What was the function that we called it? Stepped on. So if we're not in the dash state, we'll just run node dot stepped on. Let's see if this works. And we'll also want to make sure that in the stepped on animation, or in the stepped on function, we want to make sure that stepped on isn't already being played. So let's go back into pressure plate and we'll just say if animation, or if animated sprite node dot animation dot animation does not equal, was it stepped on? Because it seems like we have this called pressed. Yeah, we could have thought of some better names, but this will work. Okay, animated sprite dot not collided, or does not equal collided. And same with the stepped off animation. I'm just gonna say stepped off. Okay. Let's go back into Let's see if it works just as is. There you can see the current animation. It does play the stepped on, but now there's nothing else playing. I'm trying to think what we could do here, because I've never actually had a state where if the player exited, it doesn't play anything. Technically, we could just run it on the pressure plate. Like, we could have it on exit. We could also do it on the player's exit area, like right here. Yeah, I've never had to solve for this, or like I've never had a situation where you exited a collision and it plays in animation. But we could just, like, literally right here, we could say a body. But I wonder, to remove, and then we do update queue. On remove from queue, maybe we could do that. Like, we could say remove from queue. Well, from remove from queue, we just remove it. And then we update the queue. Maybe we'll want to check. Maybe we could have a match statement. We could say match node.get type here, and we could handle it here. It wouldn't be a problem. So literally all we would do is say pressure plate here. Oop. Pressure plate, and just say what do we say? Node dot stepped off. Yeah. So I guess, yeah, we could technically handle things here. That way we don't have to, like, run, we don't have to run this all the time. There we go. It's such a subtle thing, like, it's barely even noticeable. Also, wait, let me see something. It's hard to tell, but I think are we, like, floating on this, we might want to decrease the, pressure plate's hitbox. Like, technically it's one lower. Most times it's going to be like this. Like, you're going to land on it and then the collision already goes down, so. There's never going to be a point where you're on top of it and it's not down. Yeah. It's a really subtle thing. You know, actually, low-key want to drop it down by another pixel, just so it's, like, more exaggerated. You know what I mean? I think that's a good idea, actually. So we'll drop it down by 1 pixel. So collided, let's see. Open, we'll do this one. And then on stepped off, technically on stepped off, maybe we can, maybe we'll want to add, what the hell? We can add 2 frames in stepped off. So that would be from, we are currently going from, yeah, let's do this one. What the hell? There we go. So stepped off would show the 2 animations right there. At 5 FPS, I feel like that might be too low. Let's try, I don't know if I can, 12 FPS? Excuse my language. Okay. Let's try that. Oh, whoa. Oh, it's, I kind of actually like the bounce, but it's a little too much. Maybe we will do a bounce there. Here, wait, but let's try turning off the loop. Let's see what it looks like without the loop. A little bounce is not a bad idea, actually. Gives it a little springiness. Yeah, it's kind of cute. Maybe that springiness is not a good idea. Let's see. Because also, here, what? I would probably just duplicate it and bring it back to the second one. But that means it's 1 frame smaller. I mean, it's not a big deal. Or, sorry, 1 pixel smaller. What are words? Oh, actually, it looks like shit. I'm glad it does, because we'll just keep it the way we had it before, which is like that. Okay. So I like this. I like it the way it is. We still have to, obviously, when you dash into it, now we want to make sure that we, I think we can dash. Look, when we dash into it, it does that weird thing, obviously. When we do dash into it, we want to make sure that we disable the hitbox of this node, and it might screw us over with the, well, it's going to put us in the bounce state, so we'll have to do that as well. Also, Muniz, how's it going? Okay, so let's go into our pressure plate. I think we're going to make it, yeah, we're going to put the player in the bounce state, I think, but let's just see what happens if we disable the hitbox. So on activate, we'll say, we'll just do this. Collision shape dot disabled is equal to true. And then on release, we want to make sure this is set back to false. Going well, just watched an episode of the best anime the season, reborn as a vending machine. Is that an actual anime? And is it actually good? Or is it just like a meme? And it's actually good. Okay. So I'm not a huge fan of anime. Like, I do watch a decent... Oh, what the hell? So yeah, dashing in does that, but what we want to do once we dash into it is put the player in the bounce state so we don't get this weird thing. Wait. The thing about bouncing into it is that why would you go into the bounce state from that? You know what I mean? Like, there's no... It's not a spring. You get me? But maybe... What? We dash into it. It activates? Decisions. I was thinking we would go into the bounce state from here, but... Maybe we can still go into the bounce state. And it would just go down on its own. Also, the release animation is a little fast. I'm gonna try 1 FPS. I'm just curious if that's like a good... If that's good. Oh, we got also what we want to do right now on the release. Yo, what's up? How's it going, Control? We also want to make sure we're not in the... You know, I think I'm just going to add a var activate. Or activated. Var activated. Just makes our life simple. That way we don't have to keep checking for every single animation. I'll just say activated is equal to false. And on release, this will be set back to false. And then on activate, it'll set to true. We're currently working on making a like a pressure plate type of node. Wait, what? Oh, we didn't actually add the if statements to make sure that it doesn't run. So if not activated. Okay. Yeah, we're working on I'm trying to add more obstacles to the game, but the issue with obstacles is that they're time-based, and I don't like making players like speed against time. I like it when they run against themselves. So like if you were to activate this lever and you have 8 seconds to get across, I think that's a good idea. But if you have to jump across and there's like, let's say there's a moving laser that's going up and down, I don't like for the player to have to, you know, time themselves with a moving laser or moving obstacle. But this kind of solves our problem, because then with this you kind of, like, let's say you activate this node, the timer goes off and then you race against time. I think that's a pretty cool idea. Also, if not activated, activated is equal to true. Are we not running activate? Stepped off? If not stepped off? Oh. What? If activated is equal to false. Why is it running? Oh, because, well, yeah, wait. No, it shouldn't run. But it is. What the hell's going on here? If activated is equal to true, stepped off. On finished, pressed. Oh, it's because we don't want to run this here. We want to run it. No, we do want to run it here. But we haven't exited. Okay. At the end of release, is when we want to run activated. So if activated, if this is release, then activated is set to false. Are you rendering at low resolution and upscaling from there? So our game is, I would say it's the opposite. High resolution to low resolution. Like our base, our game itself is high res, and then we run the game in a viewport that's 320 by 180. All right, there we go. I think we got it. A few other things that we want to do is check the direction too. So we want to make sure that the player is on top before it plays this animation. You can see right here, we check if the player is in the idle state, and you can see that that animation plays, but we want to play it when the player is directly on top. Also, we want to lower the hitbox by 1. So, boom. So there we go. Looks clean. We dash into it. You can see there's like this timer to it. Right now it's 8 seconds. We'll probably mess with how we proceed. Well, actually, we probably won't be using an animated sprite to change the frames. Actually, maybe we can. We just wouldn't set it to play. We would just set it to that animation, set it to stop, and then sounds like a yes to me. And upscaling from there. No, I would say it's the opposite. It's going from high to low. Unless you're talking about something else. We also want to make sure that the starting frame is whatever the frame is currently. It was rendered at the viewport is at 320 by 180. The camera, or like the game itself, is 1920 by 1080. Obviously, we need to add some like sounds. That's the important part to me? Oh, I see. Yeah, if you look at the editor, you'll see, I mean, it's high res in the editor. And then when it's ran in the game, it's obviously. Oops, I did not mean to run the main menu. Where's our main scene? Did we accidentally close it? I think we did. Why do the particles just circle around? Because we're not as good with particles as you, Sekros. That's why. I plan on this is just like a, I guess, proof of concept. I do want to make this much better. Right now it's kind of just me messing around. I do really like it, and I wouldn't mind if it stayed the same, but yeah, I definitely want to update it. It would seem that there's something important there. Yeah. Well, I was thinking of actually adding a collision or like one random node that is unshaded. Like one of these, we'll put like an actual node, and if you jump into it, it'll collect. I was thinking of doing that, like almost like a hidden secret. Like right now, it's just a part of the aesthetic. Same with like the furniture over here. I want it, the furniture is this. It's literally the same exact thing, just with larger images. All right, so right now, obviously this isn't perfect. I'm trying to think, what do we need to do to make this better? We dash into it. Maybe we want to lower the hitbox so that it only goes up to, like right now you see we're dashing through. We probably want to just maybe shrink it or just like drop it down. Yeah, I think dropping it down is probably a good idea. Man, I love the actual blocky pixels. Particle shaders. Praise the bread. How's it going, Toasted? Alright, so in our animation player, oh, well, it's not actually playing on the... When we play the animation, we're going to want it to go... Was it collided? Or no, pressed, which is... Which one? Play for me. Why is it doing that? Oh, right. Weird that it, like you can't just select it here. What do we want pressed? Okay, there we go. So the position of our collision here, let me hide this. The position is going to be right there, which is 8:15. So on pressed or on stepped on, or no, on activated, we'll say collision shape. Instead of saying dot disabled, we're actually going to say dot position is equal to vector 2 of, what did we say, 8:15. And then we want to make sure that we reset it afterwards. So whenever we disable it, let's just put it, oh, when we disable it, it might be a little different. It's one-way collision. We'll see. Let's see. So what does it look like on this point? Or on collided is when we're gonna play it again. So collided is 8:11. New spring sprite, or is this a new mechanic? Yeah, this is a new mechanic, or new, I guess, feature. It's a pressure plate that like you press, and then over time it like you press it, and then over time it goes back up. That's the idea. Well, but we might change it. It might be more like a spring where like you dash into it, it acts like a spring, but then yeah, there's a timer attached. We'll see. Oh, interesting. So when you dash into it, we kind of fall through. Am I disabling it somewhere? On activate, we set it to 8:15. On pressed. Oh wait, this is on animation finished. Actually, whoops. Animation finished. Technically, We'll have to figure out what's the better way to go about this. Actually, maybe we'll want to add an animation player rather than doing it with the animator. That way we can mess with the hitbox too. Or mess with the collision shape too. But this was originally a spring sprite. And we're kind of just using it. Because, like, yeah, right now, you see. How do you like Godot? Do you like Godot more compared to Unity? Well, to be fair, I haven't used much of Unity to give it a fair animation player is always better than animated sprite. Yeah, I mean it would help a lot here too. Usually I like to use an animation player if like the only thing is an animation, and I thought that was going to be the case, but now I'm realizing this thing is way more sophisticated than I initially thought. There's a lot that's going into it, or a lot of like polishing that's going into it. Messing with collision boxes and animations is not a good thing. How would you go? Yeah, I've had a lot of issues with animation players. Oh, not animation players. Moving collision shapes, especially. Even with like just like global position manipulation and stuff like that. Use two collision shapes. Disable one. The thing is, I need it to move upwards. Like you see how like you dash into it, the position here is, and then like the player needs to move up every time. Or we can just make it simple where you dash into it, and then the second you jump off is when it activates. That would make our life a lot easier for sure. We would still have to use an animation player though to grab like then use a kinematic body 2D. Basically a moving platform. Would I add it as a child? Can you? So I would make this a node 2D then, and add a collision, kinematic body. Basically a moving platform. I've always had it. I don't know if this is still an issue in Godot 3.5, but I've always had issues with like syncing physics between. And let me know. Did you ever have this problem with like syncing physics between two kinematic bodies? Like no matter what I did, I remember this was in like 3.2 though. When I first started with I think 3.2 or 3.3, syncing physics was like a huge issue. And it was like something that a lot of people were experiencing. And I wonder if it's the same thing, because it was always off by like 1 pixel. And it was so frustrating. That's actually why I removed moving platforms from the game. It wasn't too bad on horizontal moving platforms, but vertically you would notice the gap, or like to sync with physics. Yeah, I did that. I spent like a good 2 weeks trying to get it to work. And it was always, I mean, for something like this, for something as simple as this, where maybe the physics doesn't really matter too much, it won't be that much of a problem. But also, I wasn't as familiar with Godot as I am today, so maybe if we do like retackle moving platforms, like vertical moving platforms, maybe we'd be better at it. Animation player that also needs to sync with physics. Yeah, I probably have the code somewhere in my game that like I did so much. Let me see. Elevator, no. Moving platform. But the source the code of it is probably horrendous. There's 2 raycasts here. Maybe. No, this doesn't look like much is going on here. It is. Wait. Let me see. Raycast up. I feel like maybe this is something. Although this. Let me see. I feel like I called it like something hybrid. Vertical moving platform hybrid 3. Yeah, look how many like different versions I had of it. It was a stressful few weeks trying to figure out how to get this to work. I probably won't explore it I won't explore it right now. It's too much. But yeah, moving up was like a really like here. Let's see. Let me see. Collision, motion. Oh, I mean sync to. I'm pretty sure I probably use this at some point. Sync to physics. Oh yeah, sync to physics is set to true. Yeah, I could try putting it into the game. I don't know if it's gonna work by just placing it into the game because it's probably super old. There's probably something broken in it. Let's see. Oh, I love getting distracted with with other things. Let's see here, right? Z index. Let's put this on like 5. I do it all with an animation player, little to no code. I feel like I've done it with an animation player. I've tried. You see, there's like 5 different versions. Animation player was also a problem. They're like. Let me see. I'm also curious. Maybe they solved it. Like, I feel like it was an engine issue, and maybe they solved it like since then. Maybe it'll just work. Syncing to physics was a problem. Let me see. I don't remember how this works. So I think I have to set this to like, let's say -100 when it's activated. Pressure plate. Let's see. Limit turns. Yeah, this is like. Will it just work? Moment of truth. Oh. Okay, so we're stuck in the it's also really loud. Here, let me restart. Oh shit. What the hell? Previously freed instance. What the hell did we call this? Vertical moving platform. Yeah, let me just try it again. I'm curious. I didn't have the chance to see if the physics was running properly. Because we were in the idle state. Or sorry, we're in the fall state. What is this? Activate node. It crashes whenever we restart it. We must not be removing the vertical moving platforms, whatever the hell that is. Let's see. Boom. You know what's interesting is here, wait. I don't want to spend too much time on this. I just want to see if it works, and if it does, it'll be good to know. But we won't. Honestly, we probably won't work on this today at all. What do we need to do? Oh yeah, collision. I think it was 7 or 8. Let me see. What's our platform or our pressure plate set to? 7 and 8. Okay. 7 and 8 and 1 and 2. I'm not sure if we need these 1 and 2s. Just gonna remove them for now. I think they fixed it. It seems like it works. Oh, okay, so I think this is the issue though. You can see like I'm in the falling state, so I guess maybe it just doesn't sync when it's going below you. You can see we're like in the fall state forever. Also, this sound is super loud. Let me try. I'm sure we can refactor this at some time. Did you use move and slide? Yeah, I did. But maybe I have to increase the snap. Honestly, I don't remember, like, the code for this was super old. Let me see. Weird, it should work. Yeah, maybe the snap needs to be larger. Like, it might only be 1 pixel, and maybe that's not enough. Then again, Godot, yeah, true. Give me 1 second though. What did I want to do? Oh yeah, I wanted to reduce the sound. It was too loud. Just put this on effects. Let's make it lower. Here, let's see. I don't know. Again, I don't remember where this is done. But let's see. I'll just say in the fall state. Let's just do this on enter state as a quick check. I'll just set my snap to like 2. If it needs to be anything larger than that, I think there's something wrong. Yeah. So yeah, this was the problem. It was not like I'm stuck in this in the fall state. Maybe there's something wrong with my player state, with my player states, but yeah, I don't remember at this point. But it does show potential. If this is the only problem, like figuring out how to put the player in the right state. Also, you can actually see, I think there's some like momentum built on this. This is like super old code though. Oh god, what the hell? Okay. Well, I guess it does have potential, but we'll have to explore it again. Also, there's no momentum in the game anymore, so like maybe there's no point in even exploring that idea. Moving platforms are kind of they're kind of redundant when you can just dash all over the screen. There are definitely many more methods that we can use to. Oh, let me remove that that snap that we just added. Okay. So what are we gonna do with this? I'm thinking, what was the original idea? It wouldn't activate until or it wouldn't deactivate until we got off. I think that's the easiest solution. So let's do that. So let's see. Let's go back into that room. God damn, we could have made this pressure plate super simple, but I mean, I guess I'm glad that we're making it slightly sophisticated. Alright, so instead of... So we set the position here. What we're gonna do is... We're gonna create another variable. And yeah, I think we are gonna use an animation player. That way we can push it up, and what we'll do is if the player's on top of it, it won't keep going up until the player gets off. And if they dash down, it'll reset. I think that's a good idea. Okay, so we'll say var going up is equal to true by default. Or maybe we should say can go up. Can go up is equal to... I guess still by default it's set to true. Let's add an animation player. Add child node animation. Alright. So should we just... I'm going to leave it here for now in case for whatever reason we want to go back to it. Let's add a sprite. Oh my god. what did we call it again? Pressure plate? What were all the names? We said pressed, release, collided, and stepped. I think we can come up with some better names. So our first animation is going to be called activated. And that's just going to be this entire thing. So we'll say boom. Okay, there we go. Not sure what the speed is going to be. We'll leave it at 1 second for now. And actually the first frame we delete, right? Because it's always going to be right there. So let's bring all of these back. Okay. Let's do, I guess we don't really need to duplicate it. We're just going to make a new one. We'll call this one stepped on. And stepped on is just going to put our frame at the second one, right? Or the third. Which one did we want? I think we wanted this one. Yeah, the third one. 1, 2. Okay. And then new, we'll do stepped off. Stepped off will be the first one. And then wait. Yeah, this is the first one, yeah. Okay. The first one and the what's the increment? 0.1? Let's try that again. Oh, yeah, let's do that again. And then there we go. On ready var animation player. Okay. So we have to do all of this again. Well, should be pretty easy. Animation player node dot play activated dot play stepped off. Let's get rid of that. So we played on the animation finished. I think we can. Is there a animation? Yeah, there is a. Okay, there's a signal animation finished, and we'll just copy what the anim name is. So if anim name is equal to what do we call it? Collided. And then we'll play. Oh, we didn't add the. There's one more animation we need to add. Oops. And this is. What do I call this animation? Ticking time bomb. Releasing. What's nice about this is that we can actually I'm wondering, because let's say we want to increase the timer. Like, I don't know what the timer is gonna be. I'm trying to think what's the best approach for this. We actually might not even play an animation. What we'll do is we'll add a timer, and after every, we'll start a timer, and after, every tick of the timer, we'll push the frame up until we reach the max amount of frames. Is probably what we'll do. That way we can kind of like manipulate the values. So maybe we won't have this, maybe we won't have a releasing animation. We'll just create a function for releasing. If anim name is equal to activated pass, we'll say func release or release. All right. So on func release, we'll have to add a timer as well. So let's do that. I think for now the timer is going to be 1 shot, and yeah, I think 1 second, maybe even, yeah, we'll do 1 second for now. On release, we'll say timer.start .start, and we're also going to say can go up. All right, there are a bunch of things that we need to account for in all of this. So let's add a signal here too. Whoops. What the hell? Okay. On timer timeout, we're just gonna push the frame. So, sorry, on release, we're also gonna want to set the frame of the object to what? 0? Oh, sorry, whatever the max is. So the max is currently 7. So sprite dot frame is equal to 7, and then on timer timeout, sprite.frame minus equals 1. And if sprite.frame does not equal 0, minus equals 1, and then we want to start the timer. Whoops. And then, yeah, timer.start. Okay. That's it in a nutshell. We run release. Release sets the frame to 0. Starts the frame to 7, and then we keep going up. And then another thing that we want to do is on the timer, we also want to make sure, well, we'll do this next. Basically, if the player is on top of the timer, we don't want to do this. So basically, if can go up is true. We haven't made it true or false yet, but for now, let's see. We haven't. Guess we didn't solve a lot. We didn't do a lot of things yet. Let me see. Animation. Let me get rid of this because it's just gonna distract us. I guess we can back everything. Yeah, we can back everything up. First. Okay. Okay. We'll get rid of all of this. If stepped off, activated is equal to false. What the hell is all of this? Let's get rid of this. Animated sprite. Oh. Yeah, let's get rid of all of this. Alright, let's take it from the top. We collide with the object on the dash state. We run the animated sprite.pressPlay. We don't do this. Oh, yeah, we have to do this dot activated dot play activated. Not on the if not activated, yeah, this is wrong. I don't know why we decided here. Let's actually just get rid of all of this for now. So on activate, collision dot position gets set to this, which we're also going to fix. Animation player node dot play activated. Blah blah blah. All right, so the animation is way too slow. I'm trying to think. How did we do it originally with the? I think we did we on pressed. Oh, we just had the FPS 18 at 18, which is I guess pretty fast. So let's go back into our animation player. Right now it's currently playing at like, it's all playing within 1 second, which is way too slow. So on activated, let's do, we could just go into playback options and make it 10 times faster, or we could just do, set this to 0.05. Just throw these closer. We'll have to see how this plays. We might even want to make it faster than this. This goes to 0.03. Or 0.3, I mean. Let's see how that looks. Wow, that is super slow. Let's try, we'll go into speed and we'll set this to 5. See how that looks. You know, it looks very weird compared to what it was, but I low-key kind of like it. Like how smooth it looks, you know? Obviously, we're going to have to add some like particles and like some thump, you know, to make it look good. But in its current state, it's not bad. What could we do if we wanted to improve it? Honestly, I don't think there's much we can do. I think it looks good the way it is. All right, so next thing we want to do is mess with the stepped on and stepped off animations. Should I bring these closer so they can be consistent here? Stepped on is fine. And releasing doesn't matter because we're not going to be using releasing. Okay. So, yeah, we played activated. We set the collision here. We're going to remove that right now because what we're going to do in our animation player is in activated, we're also going to be messing with the hitbox. So on the first frame here, our hitbox is right there. And our area 2G, or sorry, our collision shape is going to be boom. Then boom. Okay. We can see what this looks like in game. Again, we've had issues in the past with like moving objects like this where like, yeah, it just doesn't sync with physics properly and it looks weird. What we can do to make things more seamless, I think, is if we do run do we have to run physics on this? Well, let's just see what happens. But yeah, what I'm thinking is if the player's on top of the node, we'll just deactivate it. Okay, let's go back. Oh, and okay. So it actually doesn't matter too much with dashing down. What we're also going to want to do is at this point, we're also going to say our collision shape. Oh, not collision shape. This collision shape dot position dot y minus equals 1. Honestly, this all should just sync up perfectly. We'll never have to worry about it. In a perfect world, this won't be a problem. But as you can see, it is a problem. What are we doing wrong here? Oh, minus equals 1. And because it's a one-way collision, also, yeah, that's another problem. We like fall through as we're pushing it up. I wonder if we set it to... I mean, if we moved it up, it would be better. Let me just see something. If we didn't make it a one-way collision, what would happen? It is better. And actually, it's perfect. Also, what we want to do is set the frame. So I'm wondering if we should code... I'm trying to think what is the best way to do this. Because let's say we're halfway through. Let's say we're like right here. We only need it to go like halfway through. Like the full animation shouldn't play, and that's what's happening right now. I think what we could do is play the animation and then... No, that wouldn't work. Naming the credits? Yeah, hell yeah, Rayman. There you go. You have officially become an awesome NPC. There it is. Forever, you've been immortalized in the game of Memori. The people will be talking about you for ages. For years to come, they will talk about Rayman. Okay, so the issue now is that it's not a one-way anymore, which I mean maybe that's fine. Honestly, it's not a big deal. Trying to think. It's crazy how much goes into something so... You know what? Maybe we don't want to play an animation. Maybe we just set the... I'm thinking here we could literally just do this. It just makes our life so much easier. Having no animation at all. For when you dash down, because it is pretty quick. So like, maybe it just makes sense, you know, if we just so unactivated, the collision does go all the way down. We actually don't even need that. We just have it go to the first one, and that's it. Or to the last one, and that could be it. Or maybe we do... Here, let's just give it a shot. Can delete key. Delete key. Delete key. Delete key. Delete key. And... Oh. Okay. Yeah, we technically don't need the collision to do that, to do this anymore, at least unactivated. But I guess it does set the collision appropriately. Okay, so we dash down. Wait, what? Yeah, honestly, it also almost gives the illusion that it does go down, because we are dashing down into it. And plus, when we add particles to this, it'll be pretty cool. So yeah, I think it's fine the way it is. Boom, boom, boom. And we'll add like some Yeah, some gears grind, not gears, some grinding metal animations right there. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, so the other thing is that it's not a one-way collision. That's the only problem. Do we want this to be a one-way collision? Boom, boom. You know what? I think we're just gonna leave it the way it is. If we decide in the future that we want to make some updates, then we'll make the updates, and that's all there is to it. I'm trying to think if there is a possibility of keeping a one-way, but maybe not. All right. And what we could technically do is make it so that you like when it's in this state that we remove the ability for it to be a one-way, but then once it's fully activated, yeah. But it might be it'll just be slightly weird for people. The fact that it's collidable, I think, is fine. To be honest. All right. Yeah, we'll leave it the way it is. All right. So, what was the point of all of this? The point is, we want this to deactivate certain objects in our game. So let's say we have a moving saw, or maybe oh, okay. So we have this working. I wanted to add a projectile, or maybe here. Let's see what we got. So there are a bunch of traps that we could use. We could use whatever the hell this is. We could use a flame, or what the creator of this asset pack called a firebox. We can use these blades, or maybe a fan that like blows the player down and like they can't get across because there's gravity pushing them down, or yeah, wind pushing them down. We also have these shurikens. We have these spikes. Let's see what else. There are these bricks. I kind of like the way these bricks look, but that's for another asset pack, or for another day. Like, it's for top maps and stuff. All right, so we have this flame thing. Where's it? And then we have this fire. We'd probably use a particle system for the fire. It's probably this fire's. What the hell's going on here? Okay, yeah, this is a super simple fire, but maybe we'll use it as a placeholder. I don't know what the hell this is supposed to be. I assume it's like a it looks like it's something where like the knives are coming out, but I don't get the animate here. Wait, I think they have a GIF. Let's see. Where is it? Oh, this is a GIF right here. Oh, what? This is all it is. It's just something spinning around. So probably won't use it. But yeah, we have these other animations. Let's see what else there is. Yeah, the fire flame thing. And there's also the fan. And then there's also these interesting looking spikes. There's also these interesting spikes, but they're spears instead. And then, alright, I think the coolest one out of all of these is the flame. what I think we'll do is we'll have flames blocking an entire area, and you have to get across before the time runs out. I think that'll be pretty cool. So let's add this to our game. Yeah, let's call it Firebox. It's a great name. Oh, let's put it in our game. Afterlife, new one. Where the hell is it? Sprites, traps, firebox. Okay. So we'll make a new node. Trying to think, should we make it a static body? Like, it's technically gonna have some collision to it, so we could add a static body. No, I'm gonna make it a node for now. We'll make it a node 2D. If we want to, yeah, we'll change it to a node 2D. Change this to a sprite. Call this sprite. Grab the firebox. Damn, you know, the Celeste music is such a bump. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 frames. Like, I know it's good, but it's crazy. Like, I guess I don't listen to it enough because it's so, like, I already know it's so good. So I feel like it's overplayed, but obviously it's not. I need to play more Celeste music. Okay, so we'll do that. Let's add an animation player. We'll do... It seems like this has like a charge up animation to it. I'm not sure if we're gonna use the charge up. What we might do, we'll see. Charge. Static body 2D. I'll call it a firebox. Oh, whoops. This should be 13. And charge up will be, I'll just keep playing these. Let's just see what the whole animation looks like. We're on 12. Let's make this 1.5. What is this? It's 11. Right, this is 11. Yeah, we want 12 now. And 12 is the last one. Okay. Oh, so it goes up to 1.1. So 1.2 is our last frame. Or wait, no, 1.1 is our last frame, or last second. Right? Let me... 12. Wait, do we need it to go... Whatever, let's just see what this animation looks like. So, play. Pretty simple. We can add the flame for the time being. Try this again. So, currently, how this works, or like how our animation works, we wouldn't need it to charge up. We would actually just... Here, let's do this. Let's actually make a new animation. We'll call it just fire. I was just curious what the charge up animation and everything looked like. But we're going to make a new animation and call it fire. And... let's see. I think right here is when it's going to start. Boom. Whoops. So 9, 10, 11, 12. Cool. And then we'll end it at 0.4. So let's see what that looks like. And we'll keep it looping. Okay. For the time being, we're also just gonna add that default animation that the node came with, just so that we can test it out. I think particles will probably look so much better. But yeah, let's add another sprite here. This will be, call it fire. Another thing that we want to do is just use the color palette, the Apollo index, convert. Goddamn, it looks like more like wood at this point, but actually, it's not too bad. And then let's do the same thing here. Oh, what the hell? Let's use red. And then maybe yellow? Or maybe orange, and then we can make an the inside yellow. Or you know what? Let's just leave it the way it is, because we'll be changing this up anyway. Wait. What, is the center? Yeah, let's just do it. It's just a placeholder at the moment. Sprites, traps, fire. 4 frames of fire. Interesting animation. Looks pretty bad. But yeah, again, it's just a placeholder. See what that looks like in game. We'll also want to make sure that this is unshaded. Same with the pressure plate, actually. Anything that's interactable in the game, we usually make unshaded. So it's brighter than anything else. Or just brighter than the background objects. Okay, there we go. Oh, we didn't add it to our game. Oh my god, it looks almost too bright, to be honest. But I guess that's the point. We'll probably have more light nodes around here sometimes. Let's go back into here and add a firebox. So what we're gonna do, oh, technically this is a trap. What the hell? Whoops. Fireball. Oh, let's put this back in traps. Oh wait, this is under sprites. Whoops. Okay, I'll just put it here. Alright, fuck it. Just leave it right there for now. Let's go back into... Oh, I guess we don't have a traps node in this room. I guess we never needed one. I guess this is just a test room. I'm not actually gonna put it in this room, so let's just leave it right there. Leave it right there. By default, we're gonna set the animation to play. Where is that? And we're also going to want to kill the player if they touch the fire. Oh, this is a huge ass fire. I didn't realize. Like, proportionally, it's much larger than the player, but that's fine. It's what? The fire itself is 16 by 16. It's not bad. Let me see something. Yeah, it'd be nice to be like within the ground, something like that. Is what it'll look like. Let's just make sure this plays. Will it just play? Now we have to add a script. Firebox. Let's move this firebox to an appropriate spot. Firebox. Let me see. Move to. How does move to work? Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna, since we haven't used it yet, let's just go here. Grab it, firebox. Where is it? Firebox.tscn. We're just gonna cut it. Go into scenes, traps, and paste it. There we go. Okay. The scene might screw up, maybe, possibly. Let's see. Seems like it's fine for now. Here, I'm just gonna delete it. Add it again. Oh, what the hell? It seems like it kind of just. How's there two? We cut it. Whatever. Let's grab this one, and I'm just going to delete it. Okay. So let's go back into our firebox. Don't save. Add a script to our firebox, and on the ready we'll just say animation player dot play fire, and let's run it. Oh, it's still unshaded. Also, there's no hitbox, but usually, honestly, maybe we don't really need one, because if the fire is on, we'll die. Oh, but if it's not on, we will collide with it. Okay, so next step is first, let's make both of these unshaded. Unshaded. Okay. And in this animation, on the fire animation, we're also going to want to add an area 2D. This is going to be the thing that actually kills the player. So let's add that too. It's going to be a collision shape. We could make it a circle. I don't typically use circles, but I guess we could leave it like that. It's pretty lenient. Let's do that. Okay, and the type of this is a var const. Okay. Okay. what is next? Will we die? Just like this? Ooh. Damage, right, we need a damage. Okay. Alright. And I'm trying to think, how would we connect all of these nodes? Oh, I think what we'll do instead, I was thinking, you know, we would connect this node to this node, but instead we should do it the other way around. We should have this node connect to this node and connect the signal of this being activated to this. And then whenever we press it down, these all will turn off. Oh, and, you know, I guess maybe we'll make the animation, you know, look like it's off, and then have the collision. Yeah, I'm thinking we'll also do the same thing. You know, we didn't even finish the animations for this this pressure plate. We'll do that next, I guess. So much that goes into just, you know, polishing. That's the thing, when your like graphics scale up, then you're forced to like do so much work. For just the most minor of things. Can't complain though. I mean, like, what do you expect? All right. Let's finish this up. Okay. So we have the, okay, so we need to connect our nodes. So let's actually make a, how do I usually do this? Let me grab our portal, because I know this is how we write our portals. Portal. We're just gonna grab the export teleporter node. Oh, sorry, connected node. I'll put it here. We'll call this, you know, connected pressure plate or something. Connected pressure plate. And then in our ready function, we want to do several things. We're gonna want to connect, connect self. Let's see, connect to pressure plate. And connect the one of the signals of the pressure plate. We don't have any signals yet from our pressure plate, so let's do that now. So we'll have signal pressed and signal, or you know what, signal, I think we'll do signal activated and signal deactivated. Make it simple for us. So on activate, obviously we want to emit activated. Activated, and then once this timer runs out is when we want it to emit signal deactivated. So we'll do that right here. Once else emit signal deactivated, and I guess we could also say activated is equal to false here too. It seems like we're not going to be using this can go up variable, but who knows? Maybe we'll leave it there just in case. You know what? Actually, no. Let's leave it. Let's try to keep things clean. Okay. Mid signal deactivated. Okay. And then what we're gonna do is check node, grab direction. Get node does not equal null. Okay. So in our firebox, what we're gonna do is say if this node does not equal false, or if this node does not equal null. If connected pressure plate does not equal null, pass. We're gonna want to grab this node. How do we do it again? Forgot. Do we need a reference to it? I think we do. Yeah, we'll say var pressure plate. Pressure plate is equal to null. Var pressure plate is equal to get node of connected pressure plate. And then what's going on here? Expected statement and got right. And then what we'll do here. What's going on? Okay. We're gonna want to say pressure plate dot connect. What's the signal again? Activated to self, and then activate. Or sorry, technically, this new function is going to be deactivate. It's usually the other way around. Like usually we do. Sorry, yeah. On activate we deactivate, and on deactivate we activate. Did we say deactivated? I'm gonna keep things simple, and we're gonna say signal activate and signal deactivate, just so I don't confuse myself with an extra letter. Okay. Yo, how's it going, Half Moon? Good morning. What time is it over there? It's 11:27. Okay, so pressure plate dot connect activated self deactivate, and then pressure plate dot connect deactivate self and deactivate. So on deactivate, on activate. Here, let's do this. Func. It should be activate. Func activate. We're gonna want to have a charge animation. For now, we'll just leave it like this. And func deactivate. Pass. Doing good. How about you? Pretty good. Not too shabby. We're actually making some. It's hard to tell if we're actually making progress because we're still implementing something very new to the game. So like, there's a lot of setup. But I mean, we are making progress. Like, seems like most of this is working out. Yeah, I'll show you what it looks like in just a second. So on activate, the current animation that we have is just fire, and we don't have any other animations. I guess we'll run fire for now. If it works, we'll actually polish everything. So let's say animation. That's actually, should we grab the node? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. We'll say, let's just do it here. Var animation player. What's going on here? var. Oh, this is supposed to be an on-ready var. Yesterday, I really managed to sleep at the end of the stream. When did I stop streaming? At like 7? Actually, I don't remember. 7 or 8? So that was what? What's math? Like 2 a.m.? 1 or 2 a.m. for you? 1 a.m.? Is that usually is that early for you or late for you? I would assume that's probably late. That's like my normal hours though. Although today, like, lately what's been happening with me is I go to sleep early, but I wake up super early and then I go to sleep again later. Okay, animation player node dot play. We don't have a deactivate function yet. Let's do that right now. Because I think this will all work at this point. Yeah, we just need to make a deactivate function or a deactivate. We have this charge up. I'm gonna duplicate charge up. Oh, call this deactivate. Deactivate. And deactivate, I guess we can have it play we can have it play this. Maybe this whole animation right here. Oh shit. I did not mean to do that. Okay. And this goes from, so we want to go to 0.8. It is normal for me, but when I stay one day up without sleep, it is late. I see. You stayed up the whole day without sleep? Kinda crazy. You did an all-nighter? We didn't actually run the deactivate function. Oh dang. Are you trying to like reset your Yeah, what are you trying to do with that? What the hell? What happened to our Alright. Lots need to be done. Why is this not we didn't even get any errors. We didn't even do anything. Pressure plate. Did we accidentally animation not found? Activate. Oh. Makes sense. What is our okay. Okay. So we've connected the signal, but we don't have it playing the animation yet. And also with the deactivate function, we're also gonna want to set fire to just not play and set it to invisible. So let's go to fire. Let's go to visibility. Let's go to this. Do this. Reset. On fire, we also want to make sure that it is visible. So we'll do that. Add this as a frame, set this to here, put it down here. What else? I guess we don't need it to play the animation, which it isn't. Okay, so on deactivate, that's that. And on deactivate, let's make sure that it's playing deactivate. Moment of truth, does it work? I hope so, because I'm tired. Oof. Okay, what the hell? Why is it not working? Let's see. On our pressure plate, emit signal activate is emitted. Gonna start your laptop? Alright, sounds good. deactivated. I think we are now emitting signals activate and deactivate, and here we have it written as ending in a D. Come on, what's going on? All right, let's just see if this pressure plate dot connect activate to self. Is it capitalized? I bet it's capitalized. No, it's not. What the hell? Mid signal activate. On the you know why? Because we never actually connected these two nodes to each other. So we want to connect the pressure plate. And it's still, oh my god. Well, what else? What else do we need to do? What else? Emit signal, activate, firebox. On the ready function, we don't actually run this, of course. All right. If you're interested, if you want to share it, sure. I can probably find a decent one online, or maybe make one, but okay, there we go. So we dash into it. It does not deactivate just yet. Let's figure out what's going on there. If on timer timeout, if our frame does not equal 0, we do this and then we start the timer. Else we run deactivate and activated is equal to false. Let's make sure, let me print, does this ever run? Does this ever run? Here's a video. Here, give me 1 second. We just have to wait 8 seconds for this. Does this ever run? It does run. And it emits this signal. Emit signal deactivate. And then in our firebox, we connect deactivate to activate, which plays the fire animation, but the fire animation, you know, let me see. Oh, yeah, it plays fire. Fire. Oh. It's supposed to be capitalized. Alright, I think we got it. I think if this doesn't work, I mean, we'll figure it out eventually, but I think we got it. Boom. Cool. We still need to make sure that we deactivate the hitbox, because right now if we dash into this, we'll die. But yeah, well, we'll do that eventually. There's still some other polishing we need to do. Ooh, very nice. Very cute. Very nice fire. Is that oil right there? Very nice game, by the way. Is this like a Metroidvania type of game you're trying to make? It was a jam game? I see, okay. Yeah, looks good. I probably will look at other forms of fire, but if you want to share this one, maybe I can look at look at it too. Use Celeste physics too. Nice. You know, this pressure plate does look a little too bright to me. I wonder if we should, you know what I could do? I could just make it, we'll use some darker pixels for it. I wonder, let me see if we could find a, because there are some decent shaders, like fire shaders, that we could use. But let me see, I probably have so many fire assets from itch. Like, we might not even use a particle system. We might use a just a random random asset. Let me see. Fire. Like, look at all these. Honestly, it's kind of overwhelming. A little too much fire. This one's $1. You know what the hell? I feel like I think I own this. Wait, let me see. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I mean, I bought it. Let's see. I don't know why I bought this. Why did I buy this? Was there a reason? Oh, I bought it for this like diamond thing, and then I think the issue with this it gives this illusion that it's actually very high resolution, like it's barely even pixel art. So I'm not sure if we'll actually use it. We'll see. But there's so much, like we'll probably find something, but smaller version of it for bonfires. Oh, this is nice too. I mean, I'm gonna try. Let's see. Was this the same one that I just downloaded? Fire FX. Is this fire animation? No, I can't even tell. No, it's not. It's available source. So, it's a particle. Sorry, it's a particle, right? We can check it out later. I'll be right back. I have to pee. I have like a cushion on my chair, but I don't know. I think my ass hurts from sitting for so long. I mean, not I think, it does hurt. It's like it's too much. I gotta touch some grass. one of these days. Not today, but one of these days I gotta touch grass. And bonfire? Nice, okay. I'll keep these open. I'll actually just favorite it. Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, we downloaded fire effects. We also downloaded animations. I know this is not gonna work. I'm gonna open it up anyway. 24 by 92. Our image is 16 by 16, so 24. What the hell is going on? Oh my god, this fire is like crazy. It could work though, maybe. You see, each image is like 20. No, there's no way actually. Maybe if we scale it down or something. What's this? Fireball. Here, we'll open it up just to see. Flame small, 16 by 56. Actually, this one might be fine. Oh my god. I mean, this is better, but it's still pretty large. What the hell is playing? Memori. Okay. What's the size of this one? I'm actually curious. What if we just like scaled it all down? Maybe it'll work out. Cause I think this one looks good, but I feel like they just used a part. They probably just used a particle shade. Maybe not actually. They must have done something to like sort of automate this. They must have. Okay, wait. Let's try this one because I do like some of the. The buns are empty. No. The buns. Oh, dude, they have a start. I hate when they do this though. I hate when every frame is separated. Oh, it's not. Okay, I was gonna. Burning start too. Time for me to go. I'll see you, Sekros. Thanks for sticking around. Peace. Yeah, we probably will do. Burning start loops. Let me see what these look like. Okay, burning loop 1 and then end. I assume maybe these are all variations. If they are, then actually this is not too bad. Yeah. All right. Let's actually we'll give this a shot, and I think I'm just gonna copy the entire thing. So let's go into. We want boom 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 boom. Torches, platforms. I saw it. We saw FX right there. So, are ghosts? Can ghosts even walk through fire? Like, what's that about? How are we a ghost and we're walking through fire? Or not able to walk through fire? What's the deal with fire? Fire. 2. Okay. Orange. So we have the starting enemy. I'm gonna try the loop first, because if the loop looks good, then everything else will be fine. Oh, I'm just gonna put it. Fuck it, I'm just gonna put it right here. Because I know. I know this is gonna be better. Okay. Let's delete them. Each one is going to be 0.05. Has to be. Okay. Whoa, that's a crazy fire. And we have to make sure we have to drop the one. We have to make the Z index of the fire like just one less. So Z index -1. And also drop this down by like 2. Or wait, do we even have to set it to anything? Let me see. Yeah, let's do. For the large sprite here, we'll make it 1. There we go. What else? Maybe lower the hitbox now to like here. Also, we're gonna want to deactivate some of these. But yeah, wait. Let's just finish up polishing some more. Wow. Kind of like it. I'm trying to think what would we do to like create variations in the. Also, I think the fire animation is a little too strong. So a particle system would allow for variations or better variations than what we've got. I'm trying to think if there's a good way to randomize our textures here. I mean, I guess we could just do. Let's do this. Func random fire sprite. Or, sorry. We'll say func select random fire texture. Pass. And we'll have a collection of every. Can we do this? Let me see. Honestly, I might just make it an array. So we'll say var array var textures. Whoops. Var textures array is equal to this, and we'll just throw each of these in there. Boom, comma. Whoa. We might go ahead and use a particle system, but kind of want to just try this. There is something appealing to not using particles and, you know, just using actual animations. Maybe I'm just telling myself that. I'm trying to throw this animation in here, but I can't. Oh, there we go. Boom. And then finally, one more. I think we have to add a comma first. Come on. Okay. And then what we want to do is set the texture. I don't know how to do that. Let me see real quick. I know it's probably super simple. Godot set texture via code. Blah, 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 blah. You know what's nice about still using 3.5? A lot of the spread dot texture. Simple enough. So what we're gonna do is create an RNG var RNG is equal to random new and our what do we call it? Fire? Say match RNG dot fire, or we don't have to actually say this. We'll say we're gonna say fire dot texture is equal to load of RNG dot rend I from 0 to textures array dot size -1. Does that make sense? And then select random fire texture. Moment of truth. Does this just work as is? Let's go into this room. We'll create like several duplicates of this node, and hopefully they're all different. Texture.load rend I. Oh, rend I range is what we want. Whoops. What happened? Load cannot convert from nil. Oh, of course not. Cool. So we get this weird whatever the hell is going on here. What the hell is going on here? Load array RNG from 0 from size to -1. Let's try, let me see what happens if we just say 0. Textures array of 0. Zero is our first loop and it should just work as is. Oh, we have to load it. So that seems to work. 1. One seems to work. Why? 2. That all seems to work. Randi range, I wonder what, maybe we did something wrong. Oh, okay, so it seems like the other ones just have, the other ones have a higher frame rate. That's the problem. So we'll have to grab what the resolution of these images are, and then, oh my god, that'd be so annoying actually. So if this is the case, I mean, 1 and 2 worked. Maybe let me see 3. Maybe 2 is the only one that's weird. No, they're all weird. I guess we could mess with H-frames, but then we're gonna have to add more to the animations. That's too much work. More than it's worth. More work than it's worth. I'd rather just use particles, but I guess we could just use 0 and 2 or 0 and 1. Also, we need to randomize this. RNG randomize. load RNG.render from 0 to 1. Oh my god. Textures array. What's going on here? Expected. There we go. Alright, so we can randomize the texture there. You can see one of them is a little too, what is this, like 4 pixels. It might mess with the whole thing. Yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and use particles, but let me see. Or I guess what we could do is if we're using 2, we could just push down the sprite by like I mean, if we really wanted to. Here, let's try this again. As a placeholder for now, we're just gonna do this because I'm getting slightly tired. So we'll just make this look good for now, but as good as it can be for today, or yeah, for our current hour. But I'm gonna update this later, probably tonight or like when we stream next. So match RNG dot randi range of 0 to 1. If it's 0, we do load or fire texture dot equal to load of textures array of 0 of 1, and if it's 1, we just want to push it down, so we'll say fire dot should be $fire $fire, and then $fire dot position is equal to, or sorry, plus equals, we're gonna say plus equals like 4 or 3, 4, plus equals dot y plus equals 4. Okay, and that should be it. Boom. Cool. The first flame is like super large, but at least it works. And if we dash down, we're gonna have to update the banner, that thing, but it's as good as it can be. And then once this goes back up, yep, there we go. Cool. Fire. Oh, and if we die, it changes. Huh. Interesting that they, I guess the chances are pretty low that they could, pretty high that they could all be the same flame. Yeah, we'll probably turn this into particles later. Still, there's so much to do. Like, we did have it working before. Well, we want the animation to play where stepped on is, like, it looks like we just jumped on it. Dashing down works. Collision works. And we also, I'm trying to think. Yeah, we still have to add particles to dashing down on it. And then we also have to add this to the gameplay of the game. We'll do all of that on the next episode of Game Dev with Practical NPC. If you guys are interested in wishlisting, can wishlist it there. If you want to join our Discord, that's also here. Only if you're interested in doing so. It's not expected. Let's see who's online. Oh, we got Bad Cop. We got Before Zing. They're doing GMTK. Let's see who else. Pirate Software, Game Dev. Oh my god, they have a lot of views. Is anyone doing Godot? Forzing and what is this? Seating. Let's go for Bad Cop.
Audiences and critics can't believe what they're seeing. Mission Impossible.
Alright, till next time, everybody. I'll be on in what's 9 hours. I'll probably be streaming again. See you later.
Reckoning is one of the best action movies ever made.
Have a good one. Yeah. Thank you. You too. I'll see you around. Hopefully. There we go. Peace.